Welcome to this Tuesday afternoon on Chinchilla Sports as we have a game between the Houston Astros and the Toronto Blue Jays. Should be a nice one. Game 2 of this, I believe, should be a 3-game series. Blue Jays right back at 500. As with last night's game. Yeah, Blue Jays able to come off a 4-2 victory. Yeah, they've been doing pretty well in their last at least the last 10 games. Seemed like they're making a run back to get over 500. As they've gone 6-4 in their last 10, but I remember them being like close to maybe 7 games under 500. So just a nice comeback by them. The Astros will try to one-up them and even the series. They're also 6-4 in their last 10 games, but they are 6 games under 500, placing them 4th place in the AL West. But they could still take it no matter what. Anyone can take the AL West right now. Mariners are the only team over 500 in the American League West, and that over 500 is just one game over 500, hoisting a 40-39 record. Game time will start at, it is said to first pitch to be at 4:07 p.m. today. Let me make sure the lineup looks all good too. Chinchilla Sports, just to make sure everything's looking good. But yeah, I think it'll just be a nice game. A lot of Blue Jays players, they are in either first or second place, as yeah, it looks nice. Let's take a look at that group Blue Jays lineup. George Springer, second place in the All-Star vote. I'll just go by position, but yeah, you look at I may argue about this as a Tigers fan with Dylan Dingler in third place and Kevin McGonigal in third place, but Vlad Guerrero Jr. in first, not the worst spot. Ben Rice could probably have a bit more. Oh yeah, Ben Rice definitely has more of a say. He's closer to an OPS of 1. Oh yeah, Nick Kurtz too is probably. Oh, he is definitely a better pick for an All-Star game. Ernie Clement in first. That one, not the worst, especially with Gleyber Torres coming down with an injury, being injured. You have at shortstop Andres Jimenez. Now this one, I completely passed third. But Andres Jimenez, this one is just a crime against humanity. I won't lie. He's batting .234 with an no, I don't want to vote for him. He's batting .234 with an OPS of 651. I think his wins above replacement is negative. Kevin McGonigal's like Dylan Dingler too is getting snubbed out. Dylan Dingler also behind a Blue Jays catcher in the name of Alejandro Kirk, who has only taken 40 at-bats this season. Yeah, so whoever was watching just left because I'm just arguing about the Blue Jays now. But, yeah, about 6 minutes till game time as we see if the Astros will even it up. We do get Shane Bieber finally, as pitched a bit in 2025, but was coming off that Tommy John surgery, but hasn't thrown a pitch in the majors yet this year after coming off a forearm inflation. So this is going to be fun to see how they do, how Bieber does. Not Justin, by the way. Yeah, let me just make sure to turn that on first pitch. Oh, there we go. So yeah, getting ready. Let's talk about that lineup. Leading off, Jose Altuve, who I think also just recently came back from injury and played against the Tigers. Then Yordan Alvarez, who has really put in an MVP candidate. Is he behind George Springer too? I think no, he's ahead of George Springer because that would be ludicrous if you had George Springer ahead of Yordan Alvarez. There's probably a bunch of other guys that could easily take. Oh yeah, Yandy Diaz. Holy cow, he's not ahead of George Springer. That's insane. I gotta stop complaining about the All-Star vote. I just think they need to get rid of it. Christian Walker will be at first, and he will be the number 3 hitter. And you got Isaac Paredes, Yanier Diaz. I think I said that right. Hopefully. Cam Smith, followed by Taylor Trammell, Bryce Matthews, and then that number 9 hitter in the name of Reynel Delgado. Seeing who's taking the field, we got Jesus Sanchez out and left. Don Varsho will patrol center. It will be Miles Straw at right. On the hot corner will be Kazuma Okamoto, who I think is second in the third base vote. Shortstop, Andres Jimenez second. God knows why. Everyone knows why. It's because of the All-Star vote being dumb. Luis Urias at second. At first base, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. And then the guy that will be watching at the dugout, his team play defensively, will be George Springer. Shane Bieber, first time this year, taking the mound, hoping to appease this Blue Jays team that are hoping they can make a comeback in the AL East. Managed to crawl back to 500. Just 7.5 games behind those New York Yankees. Lucky for the Blue Jays, they gained a game after winning against the Astros yesterday, while the Yankees lost to the Tigers yesterday. And also have to fight against the Rays, who they are 5.5 games behind. Rays 2 games behind the Yankees with a 43-32 record. But I think still, the Blue Jays are still in a wild card berth, even though they're only at 500. Yeah, since it's now 3 wild card teams. The only other wild card team, or the other 2 wild card teams are the Rays and Guardians, who are 43-32, and the Guardians 41-38. So if you're not leading a division, there's only 2 other teams in the American League that have a record over 500. So only a third of American League teams are over 500. About a minute till game time. Just reminding Altuve leading off, followed by Yordan Alvarez. Christian Walker will bat third. And then that outfield, Jesus Sanchez at left, Don Varsho center. Miles Straw right. Okamoto at third. Jimenez short, Urias second. Guerrero Jr. at first. And then Shane Bieber looking to, after injuries, just trying to get back into a groove. He's been a really reliable pitcher. I talk about the Hall of Pretty Good a lot, but I wouldn't be shocked if he would make wouldn't make such a place. Just one of those very consistent pitchers. Oh wait, he can't make the Hall of Pretty Good. He's got a Cy Young Triple Crown, two-time All-Star. Just trying to fall back to that, trying to just not get the injury bug any longer, as he only pitched 3/3 innings in 25, 12 innings in 24, coming from Tommy John surgery. But Jose Altuve will lead off against Bieber and the Blue Jays. Game 2 of this series. Let's get the scoreboard for y'all. Yep, that should be working. Shane Bieber gets set, delivers, and it will be ball one on a off-speed pitch outside to start today. Altuve only 57 games. The 1-0 will be outside as well. 2-0. Probably, if you're Bieber, trying to just find that location, and that's going to be hard against a guy with the stature of Altuve, as he's going to poke this one into the gap into left center field. Altuve's got a leadoff double to start today for the Astros. Bieber looks like trying to get that outside edge, which was just lethal against Altuve. And then Sanchez out and left, just unable to find a proper angle to that ball as it ran all the way to the wall. So that will bring up probably the AL MVP favorite in the name of Yordan Alvarez. First pitch to him will be called ball one. Could have possibly been strike one. It looked like it clipped that top edge. 323 batting average, 25 homers. He's hitting an OPS over 1. That one does clip the outside edge for strike one, though, and it will be called as such. Especially with the Judge injury, the AL MVP is very much up for grabs, and why not this guy? Even count to Alvarez, the pitch will be outside ball 2. 5 total rehab starts. He's got to face the AL MVP. But he will have him get under 1. That is easy. We'll get that one. Altuve retreats back to second. 1 gone. Yeah, Alvarez with that injury last year, but before that, 3-time All-Star, Rookie of Year in 2019. Hoping to make a big impact in today's game. But it will be the number 3 hitter, Christian Walker, as he takes strike 1. And in 238 on the year. He will patrol out in first base after this top half of the inning. Altuve, decent lead at second. The 0-1 outer edge, perfectly placed, strike 2. Walker, a 12-year veteran. Not really an offensive guy. First baseman, you think all about the offense, but 3-time Gold Glove winner, as the 0-2 coming to him will be outside and low for ball 1. Just hoping to get that of an offense back up. It's now down in the count. The 1-2. This one will just be in the dirt. As Altuve is going to take third. The throw. Beautiful idea by Altuve, as it was Valenzuela behind the plate, who just completely didn't know where that not where that ball was going. It just was weird. It got right near Walker, who just didn't move. Good job by him not to make it catcher's interference. So even count now with a runner on third. As the 2-2 to Walker. He's going to foul one outside away. Nice slider by Bieber, but Walker able to get a piece. And Walker, though, don't let that at an average under 240 fool you. It's like in a nice 476, 116 OPS plus. Trying to get in near 20 homers at 18 right now. As the 2-2 again. Swing and a miss on the off speed. Bieber gets his first K of the day, making Walker look silly. As it's going to be the cleanup hitter, Isaac Paredes, to try and drive Altuve home. Paredes, year number 7, debuted age 21 against the Chicago White Sox, as he'll take a swing and a miss for strike 1. Oh yeah, was a Tiger to start his career. I kind of forgot about that. Altuve's taking a really comfortable lead as Paredes will take one low and away for ball 1. Altuve, a future Hall of Famer, no doubt, but him as was able to swipe third base. The 1-1, that one into center field for a base hit past the diving Urias. And so an RBI single to start Paredes' day as the Astros grab an early 1-0 lead. So it's Jan, you're right. Diaz. Yeah, just a nice line drive piece of hitting. Yainer Diaz, who's going to take strike 1. Only number 5 hitter, but only 2 home runs on the year so far. And is coming back from an oblique injury. That one will be fouled away. We've seen how tough an oblique can be. I saw Gleyber Torres had that oblique injury for I think it was near either half to a full month, and then reactivated it just a bit recently when he came back from injury. As that ball's hit high and pretty well to center field on the warning track, but just not enough, as Dalton Varsho is able to haul it in for out number 3. So we go to the bottom of the first. The Astros are able to take an early 1-0 lead against Shane Bieber, who just came back from injury. As now we'll take a look back at that lineup. Hopefully I just remember to go back to the scoreboard. And here's that lineup for y'all. It's going to be George Springer to lead off, followed by Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Jesus Sanchez, Kazuma Okamoto, Brandon Valenzuela, Dalton Varsho, Luis Urias, Miles Straw, and Andres Jimenez. Except the outfielders, all of those players are either first or second place in their respective position. Oh wait, not Valenzuela. That's Alejandro Kirk. It's still crazy to me. We'll check that Astros defense. Cam Smith out in right. Covering all of center will be Bryce Matthews. Taylor Trammell out in left. On the hot corner is Isaac Paredes. Out at short is Reynel Delgado. Second, Luis Urias. Not Luis Urias, Jose Altuve. And at first, Christian Walker. Behind the plate is Yainer Diaz. You can't hear me very well, crap. Test. Hello? We will get back to that scoreboard as it's going to be George Springer to lead off against Peter Lambert, who 2025 was not seen as he was playing in AAA, got signed by the Astros with the AAA affiliate, the Sugarland Space Cowboys. But after getting activated, I think mid-April, I think April 16th, Lambert has been really solid for this Astros rotation. 3.23 ERA as he faces George Springer to start the bottom of the first. The first pitch will be in there for strike one. Springer OPS just over 700. The 0-1 will look like it clipped the top zone, but just not a good framing by Diaz will make it ball one. The even count to Springer, the pitch. Fouled away, 1-2. Springer, the former Astro, was on that 2017 World Series team. Nearly got yet another ring just last year against the Dodgers, but that Game 7 went differently, as this one will not go in Springer's way as well, as just a swing and a miss on a beautiful curveball for out number one. So 1 up, 1 down, and that brings up Vladimir Guerrero Jr., who has just been the face of this franchise for the Blue Jays, as he hopes to see if he can lead this Blue Jays team that has been struggling a bit, as he takes one inside. Back to the pennant. The 1-0 will clip the outside edge for strike one. I will say this was a team, though, that looked like, you saw the Mariners in the AL pennant, as that one just clipped the bottom of the edge. But Guerrero Jr. will not challenge, as that one was pretty close. But yeah, no, they were just able to get the job done against the Mariners, just couldn't against the Dodgers, as the 1-2. High fastball. But yeah, no, really. I wonder at the end of the day, though, as this one's hit pretty well out to right field, but Guerrero Jr. just under it, as it's going to be Cam Smith out in right field to haul it in for out number 2. So an F9, as that will bring up Jesus Sanchez, the number 3 hitter. Guerrero Jr. started a bit, maybe closer to 2019, I believe, but yeah, Jesus Sanchez nearly same time frame debuted, 20 with a Marlins team, as he'll take strike one. As the 0-1, this one up the middle to center field for a base hit. So it will not be a 1-2-3 inning for Peter Lambert. So that will give the cleanup hitter Okamoto a chance, who is second base currently in All-Star voting. Like I said, hopefully that's not the same song. Just a lot of these Blue Jays players close to first or second, or at first or second place. Okamoto will take ball one, the 29-year-old in his first major league season. Runner on first, the 1-0 will be low for ball two. Okamoto doing really nice in the American League. You got McGonigal, Travis Bazzana. The 2-0 will be in there for strike one. Yeah, Murakami as well. A 2-1 count to Okamoto. That one inside for ball 3. And Bird, after getting strikeout and a flyout, now a chance for a 2-out threat for the Blue Jays. If there are no cleanup hitter batting 234, as Lambert will throw back to first and get the Toronto Blue Jays fans' boos in. I gotta watch out Okamoto with a nice 17 home runs so far this year, but will not get an 18th home run. Instead, it's going to be a walk. I just want to know what number. It's going to be his 31st walk on the year, so in good discipline by Okamoto. As that's going to bring Valenzuela up, who, for a catcher, hit him pretty nicely. 261, 796 OPS. I fail to understand why he's not getting all-star votes instead of Alejandro Kirk. I know Kirk's a really good player as this one's fouled away, but he has only really gotten 40 at-bats and hasn't really hit the ball that well in those at-bats so far. Blue Jays not good with runners in scoring position and 2 outs, batting under the Mendoza line, 192, as the 0-1 will be just low, but we are going to get a challenge by Diaz with the virtual strike zone. That looks like to be more of an inch under the zone. And, yep, it's going to be ball 1, even the count. As, yep, 1.2 inches below the zone. Yeah, no, but I just don't see why Valenzuela's not getting the love from Blue Jays fans. As the 1-1 is fouled away. I think it's just because he may not be a write-in vote. Valenzuela also in his rookie year and really proven himself. Just seeing these Blue Jays rookies do good that weren't a part of that World Series team last year should instill a good amount of confidence for this team, even if they're just be outside. Lambert will be number 20. Dalton Varsho on deck, but Valenzuela looking to strike back for the Blue Jays. The 2-2 fouled away. So if you're the Astros, just gotta hope Lambert can get this strikeout right here. Try to just see if he can relax the arm against 6, 7, and 8 in the bottom of the second. If he can get Valenzuela out right here. But he does not. Ball 3. Full count. That will give Sanchez, who's on second, and Okamoto on first, the early green light to charge to third and second base, respectively. As the 3-2, as they are not going to have to really run to third or second, as they're just going to have to jog, as Lambert dishes out another walk, this time to Valenzuela. So here we go, bases loaded, 2 gone, and that will bring up Dalton Varsho to try and give a bottom of the first lead. Before that, Diaz will talk to Lambert. It was really a bit of a surprise after seeing the strikeout against Springer and a flyout to Guerrero Jr. 1-2 probably being the best offensive pieces the Blue Jays have in their lineup. But 3, 4, and 5 are really able to deliver on their discipline. So Dalton Varsho batting a year. Also a guy that started his career during COVID, like Jesus Sanchez. As bases loaded, the first pitch to him will be high for ball 1. Varsho, not too much of an OPS offense, just about average, but does make it up with his field in the one. That foul. It was fun that I got to call. Not saying it's happening here, but last call I had was Andrew Benintendi's pinch hit grand slam against the Yankees just past Thursday. But here we go, 1-1. Lambert delivers. That ball, did it go into the stands? It did, behind home plate. So Varsho stays alive, but is now down 1-2 in the count. Lambert nearing 30 pitches now. He just dealt his 26th of this inning. That could have been Varsho's pitch to do damage. As that one near the middle of the plate. Here we go, though, the 1-2. Just got under another one, but Varsho somehow stayed alive on a pitch that was probably half a foot above the zone. So inning still alive. Sanchez third, Okamoto second, Valenzuela first. The 1-2. That ball lined, but foul. Oh. Yeah, it was all over that cutter. Just a bit too early on that one. So 3 straight foul balls from Varsho. As Lambert is trying to make this or keep this in an early Astros lead, 1-0 ball game. The 1-2 one more time. Swing and a miss, the high fastball. Lambert gets out of the pickle, and we go to the second. Still a 1-0 ball game, as it will be 5, 6, and 7 for the Astros. Diaz, Smith, and Trammell on an inning that was much quicker than the bottom of the first, but yet able to produce a run after an Altuve double to lead off, then a wild pitch, and then a Isaac Paredes single to drive in Altuve. As although Astros still with the lead, you just gotta hope Lambert can come out in that bottom of the second where he will face 7, 8, and 9 and hope that he can just get a quick inning just to reduce that pitch count. As it's going to be Diaz to... Oh, wait, no, it's going to be 6, 7, and 8. How did Diaz get out again, though? I think he struck out. My apologies. Yeah, 6, 7, and 8. It's going to be Cam Smith, Taylor Trammell, and Bryce Matthews. Let's take a look at Cam Smith in his sophomore season after having a really good rookie appearance. Played 134 games. Not that well in the offense department, but really made up defensively as he got 10th place. Still not the good this year, only batting under just under 220 at 219. But we may see him today Smith, who's out in right field, make some nice defensive plays as he will strike Shane Bieber and will take one lone away this time to even the count. Bieber just with pitch number 21, so although his pitch count went a bit up, not as bad as Lambert's. As this ball on the ground to third, but foul. Could have been a nice double as that one really just a smidge foul. Is that Gosman? I believe so. Smith down in the count 1-2 of a pitch. Able to get a piece chop at foul. Smith really getting into the league quickly as he was the first round pick for the Cubs in 24, which is kind of, even as a first rounder, as this ball is just going to be popped high in the air. And calling it will be Urias at second for out number 1. But yeah, baseball complete opposite of all these other sports where you really need to grind your way through the minors before even getting a sniff of a chance of making the league. First rounders much more likely to finally make it, but a lot of players selected that never see the light of the MLB, and this ball is going to be challenged easily as it looked like 1.5 inches under the strike zone, called strike 1, but Trammell will be the one to contest it. Astros did lose a challenge in the bottom of the first, but they will win this challenge as it will be 1-0 to Trammell. Yeah, bottom of the first, Diaz argued a ball call that was, as this one ricochets off his ankle. Diaz argued a ball call that was, in fact, a ball just an inch under the zone. Blue Jays yet to challenge today, which they had a feature on the scoreboard where you could show ABS challenges. Count is even to Trammell as the 1-1 will be inside ball 2. Bieber almost a chance to get a quick inning after getting Alvarez to fly out. As this ball, this has to go foul, right? Yeah. As it was just a shock. Trammell got a piece of that one as that one way outside. Count goes even now. Bieber nearing 30 pitches. But yeah, Alvarez flew out. Walker struck out. And I think Paredes got to a 2-strike count and was just able to poke one up center to drive in Altuve. But an even count to Trammell now against the Shane Bieber, who just came back from injury. The 2-2 as that ball smoked, but foul down the third baseline as it hits the net, hits the safety net and rolls all the way back into fair territory. Bieber asks for a new baseball on this 30th pitch in the top of the second. Count still at 2-2 as Bieber delivers. And Trammell's going to get one high and deep into right field, but will be just before the warning track for Estrada to make kind of a catch on the side as he kind of, just moved to the side and kind of caught it in a bit of a, it wasn't anything fancy, but just a bit of a silly catch. So 2 up, 2 down is Bieber looking for that 1-2-3 inning and hoping to do it against Bryce Matthews, who's hitting just only a little bit above $2, only hitting 209, as Matthews will take ball 1. As this one's popped to first, it's going to be a quick top of the second inning for Shane Bieber as the Astros go down 1-2-3. We get ready for that bottom of the second inning. It's going to be 7, 8, and 9 after Peter Lambert got 2 outs to start the bottom of the first, but then after a Jesus Sanchez single and a pair of walks, had to battle against Dalton Varsho in a strikeout. So hopefully with 7, 8, and 9, this should be somewhat a bit easier. Yeah, 6-7, 6-7. If any of you have inquiries or just want to put 6-7 in the chat, feel free. Oh yeah, that one. Well, that's not that baseball, but yeah, the Giannis Antetokounmpo trade. That's going to be a big one to Miami. Hope the Pistons can make it to the finals. Just, yeah, lost to the Cavs in 7. That was an awful game 7. Whew. I'm going to just take a quick look at the MLB schedule. I know the Tigers play at 6:40 against the Yankees, game 2. Royals take on the Rays at 6:40, as well as the Rangers and the Marlins, Mariners and the Pirates, and just 5 minutes later will be the Phillies and the Nationals, who absolute beatdown against the Mets in that series. I don't know what the Friday game was like, but Saturday and Sunday, it was something else. Yeah, that's what I was going to talk about. Blue Jays were under 500, but in these last 30 games, they hoisted an 18-12 record, which is the best American League record in those last 30 games, MLB-wise, just behind the Brewers and Dodgers. As this ball is going to bloop into shallow left field, and by shallow, I mean really shallow, as it was just behind Isaac Paredes at third base, and just to the right of Delgado at short for, I guess you could call that an infield single. As inside to Urias, and he's somehow able to poke that ball fair some way, as it will be a leadoff single for the Blue Jays. As that brings up Miles Straw, who takes strike 1. We'll see if the Blue Jays go a bit of small ball here. If Luis Urias at first, nobody out, we'll wait and see as Straw takes ball 1. Straw, though, not a terrible batting average, as it's at 242. Just want to make sure you avoid the double play, as the Astros are shifted much to the left. And Straw takes inside for ball 2, as nearly covering second base. So if you're hoping you can just poke one just to go opposite field. 2-1. Just above the zone. Ball 3. And yeah, if you're Lambert, you're just going to want to watch out with the walks, as a pair of walks in the bottom of the first inning, and likely to dish out another one. And it's the 3-1 coming up. As this ball on the ground to third, 5, 4, 3, but safe at first. So Lambert can sigh a bit of a relief, as nearly got close to ball 4 to make it first and second for the Blue Jays, but will eliminate a runner at second. Nice help by Straw, able to get to first and not make it a double play, to give Andres Jimenez a chance with a runner on. He's also in second place for shortstops in the AL vote, and he's going to smack one into the gap, or to right field. Straw is going to third. We'll see if he rounds. He will not. But all the smack I'm giving to Andres Jimenez is able to get him a one-out double to make it second and third with one away. Yeah, just smoked it. The lefty just pulled it down the right field line for Smith to hustle to. Good throw by Smith to keep Straw at third base, who had to Straw a bit of a hesitation to make sure Smith made sure he wasn't going to catch that ball. And it's going to be George Springer, who struck out in his first at-bat, and is going to nearly get plunked in his second as he takes one inside for ball one. And now, with runners on second and third, very likely you will face Yordan Alvarez as this ball's fouled away. Which, with 2 outs for, no, what am I saying? George Springer, you're facing Vladimir Guerrero Jr., which, not as bad as Yordan Alvarez, but still a guy you don't want to face. Probably the worst person to face in this Blue Jays lineup as Springer takes one that's about a foot above the strike zone for ball 2. Straw third, Jimenez second, the 2-1 to Springer. Beautiful pitch. Just got that bottom left corner. So Springer down, or now to an even count, 2-2. Is hoping to, as a fly ball would tie this game back up base hit, would give the Blue Jays their first lead of the game. And this one will be to short. Ooh. Right idea. A nice liner by Springer, but right to Delgado at shortstop for out number 2. So it'll be up to Vladimir Guerrero Jr. to put the Blue Jays on the board. Guerrero, he flew out to right field in his first at-bat, as this one's going to be chopped to third and caught on a nice dive and catch by Paredes, or Isaac Paredes. I butchered that name. I apologize. I'm just in awe as that ball smoking off the bat. But a nice dive by Isaac as Guerrero Jr. nearly slammed the bat in anger, but was able to restrain himself as 2 lineouts to end the inning. That strands a total of 5 runners in the first 2 innings for the Toronto Blue Jays. As bases loaded, no runs scored in the bottom of the first, and now 2 runners in scoring position left on base. Top of the third we go, and someone that does have to face Yordan Alvarez for a second time will be Shane Bieber in this top of the third inning, as it will be Altuve, Alvarez, and Christian Walker. Shane Bieber was able to get Alvarez out with a fly out to left field in his first at-bat. So only 1 run across, but we have seen a good amount of hits. 3 hits from the Blue Jays, 1 a double from Andres Jimenez, and 2 hits from the Astros, 1 a double from Jose Altuve. Oh yeah, I was going to talk about the Phillies and Mets. Yeah, 6-2 on Sunday, 15-3 on Saturday. As I'm a huge. I like the Mets. They are the underdog team of New York, but yeah, it's just terrible to see them that are, I think, the second highest salary budget in the majors, and still, dude, Cool Dogman's in the chat, true. First pitch to Delgado. He tries to lay one down. Oh, it's going to be 9-1-2, not 1-2-3 for the Astros, as Delgado tries to lay one down, but will be unable to do so. It did get in the strike zone, though, for strike 1, but this one's going to be a liner into right field for a base hit. So instead of bunt, just a nice smoked liner out to right field. And that will have Jose Altuve come up with no outs and one on. So, Bieber's going to have to now face Alvarez, which you can hope, just pray for a double play here against Altuve to just make it 2 gone to face Alvarez. You want pretty much nobody on when you're facing Alvarez. Just limit the damage the best you can. As right now, Bieber will face a living legend in the name of Altuve. Most likely, I'd say a first ballot Hall of Famer. Oh, that could be a bit debatable, but that one just tied for ball 1. Altuve, a pair of rings for him with the Astros World Series in 2017, as he takes one just on the inner edge for strike 1, and then had that World Series, and I believe it was 21. I believe so. 1-1, and though he's swinging out that one. Nice count. Let's just that pitch. Oh, yeah. Hey, he's been a phenomenal hitter, but against the changeup, it's not that well for him. Able to hold off on the slider, lone away, though, for ball 2. That evens up the count. Yeah, 9-time All-Star would have a nice ring to retire with a double-digit amount of All-Stars. Probably won't happen this year, only 216 at-bats so far this season. Is that one on the ground to third base? 5, 4, 3. Got the double play. Just what the doctor ordered. As now you face Yordan Alvarez with two away in the inning. A snow cone by Okamoto. And we'll just make a nice spin move. And yes, no cone spin move to Urias at second base. As that's why you wanted the bases empty. High, deep to center, and that one's off the wall. Oh, let's make sure it's going to be a 2-out double. You just want to make sure Varsho's okay at center, as he just made he didn't go full speed into the wall, but honestly, hitting the wall at any decent speed is going to feel not that great. 16th double on the year for Yordan Alvarez. Good job by Varsho, able to track the wall, but last second just colliding with the scoreboard. So 2-out double. As we saw with 2 outs, Isaac Paredes deliver with Altuve on third in the top of the first to drive in Altuve on an RBI single. And it will be up to Christian Walker to do the same as he takes ball 1. Astros did not do great with runners in scoring position in yesterday's game and so far in this series, as they're 2 for 12. Nice in 167 batting average. But the same boat as them today, the Blue Jays, who had the bases loaded in the bottom of the first and runners on second and third in the bottom of the second, and were unable to capitalize. The 1-1 to Walker will be blown away in the dirt for ball 2. We were a nice 645 career win percentage. a long career with the Cleveland Guardians, the 2-1, will be low for ball 3. We do have first base open to get the force out, but against a guy like Walker, who, although batting third isn't really the greatest first base hitter, you're hoping for a quick out here as this ball on the ground to short. Andres Jimenez over to first. And so a couple of hits given up, but Bieber's able to get the job done for out number 3. We head to the bottom of the third where the Blue Jays are hoping they can just capitalize off these hits already with 3 hits and a pair of walks to start their day, but just haven't able to get that RBI hit against Lambert. It's going to be 3, 4, and 5. Sanchez, Okamoto, and Valenzuela, who all got on base in that bottom of the first inning. Any other good MLB news? Let me take a quick look. Not too much. I know Tigers called up a right fielder for today's game. And Blue Jays showing their all-star ballot. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Clemens, the AL's lead in vote get. That's not too bad. It's just terrible to see Andres Jimenez in second. I'm sorry. And as well as Alejandro Kirk. My goodness. Bottom of the third we go. It's going to be Jesus Sanchez to face Lambert, who, yeah, his pitch count's got to be up there. And, oh no, it was, for having runners on second and third, it was not too bad of a bottom of the second, as pitch count now at 43 as Jesus Sanchez takes one just outside for ball 1. And takes an absolute rip at the pitch inside, but will not get a piece. Count even. Oh, not 2 outs. Sanchez will step off. Lambert, though, like I said, didn't pitch in the majors, pitched in AAA in 2025, as yet another hack by Sanchez, but unable to get a piece, 1 and 2. But able to make a comeback, get called up by the Astros, as Sanchez just couldn't hit anything there, as just 3 effective pitches by Lambert after the ball 1 to get out number 1. Has the change up. I think the thing with Peter Lambert is kind of hard to shine when you were on the Rockies with your career, as 2019 through 24 pitched for the Colorado Rockies, which the best hitter-friendly ballpark in Major League Baseball, as Lambert gets Okamoto just to pop one up high in the air for out number 2. Two gone in the inning, and 2 quick outs that Lambert can definitely use after 2 decently longer innings, especially in that bottom of the first. Valenzuela hopes to change that. First pitch to him will be in there for strike 1. On a a curveball with a lot of movement on it. Swing and a miss, 0-2. These Blue Jays just taking absolute rips. You saw it with Sanchez, who just couldn't in that at bat couldn't hit water if he fell out of a boat, essentially. And then Okamoto, who just got very under a pitch to pop out in foul territory to first. As the 0-2 to Valenzuela will be in the dirt for ball one. The 1-2 will be fouled away. Nice chop by Valenzuela to stay alive. One, two, as near the end of the pitch count. That one just outside for ball two. We'll see how the Astros use their last ABS challenges. They only have one left. You do get to retain it, though. As the 2-2 just outside for ball three. So unlike the first two batters in this bottom of the third, Valenzuela doing a nice job being restrained here. As full count pitch coming up. Here it comes. Swing and a miss, though, on the fastball. And a much needed inning for Lambert. Just a nice, efficient 1-2-3 inning. As top of the fourth we go. It will be 4, 5, and 6 for the Astros, as it will be Paredes, Diaz, and Smith. It was a total of 5. Let's see how many were left on base in this game. 5 left on base now are still for the Blue Jays after getting nobody on in that bottom of the third. For the Astros, 1 total. Oh, just 2 left on base so far after Strandon, Paredes, and Alvarez, but able to drive Altuve in. So it's kept it a modest 1-0 game. We'll see how the bullpens are used today, as you're not going to Bieber and Lambert. Practically no pitcher completes a game anymore in today's day and age. As total complete games. You had Dustin May. Oh, yeah, Mizorowski. Oh, that was an insane game. Yeah, if you're trying to complete a game, you have to have your pitch count at least under 110. No more days of getting up to 120, or let alone like an insane number like 150. As pitchers today thrown much more harder, making sure your starters don't get fatigued, easily get fatigued quicker, and just want to make sure they don't snap their arms off. So top of the fourth we go, 1-0 ball game in favor of the Astros, as it will be Isaac Paredes to lead off and take one low and away. Bieber trying to get Astros players to whiff on that slider, but so far not working an insane amount. As Paredes will get under this one, hit pretty well to right, and it's going to be Miles Straw to take that one for out number 1. Yeah, Bieber only, I think, a pair of strikeouts. I forget. I believe Diaz struck out in the top of the first. So either 1 or 2 strikeouts and 3 in the third. As this ball's hit high, it's hit deep to left field. This one can only be looked up by Sanchez as Diaz makes it a 2-0 ball game. Just a nice line drive home run, as didn't get too under it, but able to just smack it 106 miles per hour off the bat. So a 2-0 ball game. As just pulled it, smoked it to left field into, I believe that is the home bullpen. Nobody warming up yet, only in the 4th inning. As that brings up Smith, and now a 2-0 game. Bieber will get to pitch number 50 on this one, and Smith will foul away. So home run number 3 for Diaz, who's trying to reignite the bat, only has just not been there really all this season. But even then, the Astros are able to say, I'll put you 5th in this batting lineup today. And with that home run, a really nice placement to do so. 1-2 count now to Smith as Bieber delivers. He will be under that one for ball 2. Astros, you must say, probably getting ready for that rebuild phase. Missed the cut last year after being in the playoffs for, I think, 10 or 11 straight years. Blue Jays hoping they can keep their momentum going, as the 2-2 to Smith's going to be hit high and deep. They can only look up back-to-back home runs for the Astros. 3-0 ball game. Unbelievable. As after getting a bit of a routine fly out from the cleanup hitter in the name of Paredes, Diaz, who doesn't even hit the ball at all this season, launches one to the bullpen, and Cam Smith just sends a rocket out to deep center for a home run, that making it number 8 on the year, as Trammell will take one for strike 1. Will Toronto score 3 runs? Possibly, as Trammell takes ball 1. It didn't look good in the bottom of the first and second when they weren't. Holy cow! High fly ball! Deep right field! Back to back to back! Shane Bieber is being pulverized out in Rogers Center as Diaz, Smith, and Trammell are all able to go deep. Holy cow! Bieber is in amazement, wondering what just happened after only giving up a run in the top of the first and able to get 2 quick innings in the second and the third. Has given up back-to-back home runs and will face Matthews. Unbelievable. Matthews is going to try to join the home run train, but he'll swing and miss in that one. 1-1 count. Even count to Matthews. The pitch, swing and a miss on a... Yeah, Matthews is swinging out of his shoes, and I don't blame him. That one well under the dirt. Count is 1-2. Bieber looking for a much-needed out. The 1-2 fouled away by Matthews. Last 2 months since the last back-to-back home run. Last time back-to-back home runs happened was 2 months ago by the White Sox. Matthews takes ball 2. As I wish I saw who it was. Someone is warming up for the Blue Jays. And that will be ball 3. Yeah, White Sox did it. It was obviously Murakami, and then Miguel Vargas and Colson Montgomery were able to join him. Bieber just hoping Matthews doesn't crush a pitch, the 3-2. And he won't there, but this ball chopped foul. Count stays where it's at, full. Going back to that after the Astros scored 3 more runs, I think it's possible, but we'll see. The 2-2, or the 3-2 got him. Oh, why is he challenging? Yeah, that one looked like it easily got the inner edge. Matthews will challenge, and one good thing for the Blue Jays is that the Astros are now out of ABS challenges. And finally, the consecutive home runs comes to an end. 3 straight solo home runs for the Astros. As we'll see if Bieber gets a chance to pitch in the 5th. He will face Delgado, the number 9 hitter, as he takes strike 1. Delgado able to get a single to lead off in the top of the 3rd, but was forced out at 2nd on a 5-4-3 double play by Altuve, as Delgado now down in the count 0-2. To Delgado will be outside for ball 1. Bieber just not the comeback you would have wanted after being on the 60-day IL. The 1-2, this ball chopped foul. As we'll see if the Blue Jays give him a chance in the top of the 5th. Since someone in the Blue Jays bullpen was warming up. 1-2 again. And it will be ball 2. That one inside and low. As Bieber just trying to find his location again. And I don't think it's hard to say as this ball fouled away. Delgado doing a good job just to stay alive. I don't think it's crazy to say once you come back from a Tommy John surgery, probably 9 out of 10 pitchers just don't come back to who they are. Bieber hoping to beat the odds. I think Ohtani got Tommy John, but was able to make a huge comeback. 2-2 fly ball. Is this playable? No, it is not. As Okamoto able to give full chase, but had to slow up when he was getting to the wall in foul territory. This has been a much longer at bat in the last. Well, the last thing Bieber wants to do is give up yet another home run. Was able to strike out Matthews. As the 2-2 from Delgado. Oh, this one not a home run, but absolutely ripped to right field for a base hit. And I'm assuming with Altuve coming up, we are getting a call here. We'll see if this is Bieber's night already. Doesn't look like it. But if Altuve is able to get on base here, Valenzuela is going to give a talk to Bieber. If Bieber is unable to get Altuve out here, I don't think the Blue Jays are going to want him to face Alvarez after giving up 3 home runs in this inning alone. The Blue Jays showed some signs of offense in the bottom of the 1st and 2nd against Lambert. Didn't in the bottom of the 3rd, but they're just hoping they can just get on that board. As Altuve steps in, double play for him today. As he'll take one that just clips the upper zone for strike one. Astros already in the top of the fourth out of challenges, but not the biggest problem in the world for them right now is they got a comfortable 4-0 lead. Hoping to pull Bieber out of this game early. The 0-1 will go foul on 2. As if you're just able to get Bieber out of this game early, makes your game 3 or series finale against the Blue Jays look really nice, as they would have to, you'd imagine, expend their bullpen in game 2 today. Blue Jays did get that game 1 win in this series, as the 0-2 coming up to Altuve will be on standby, as Delgado will slide back into first on a pickoff attempt. Another rookie in the name of Reynel Delgado. And he's going to take second, the 1-2, but this one's going to get into center for a base hit. This inning will stay alive as Delgado tries to swipe second. But a beautiful hit and run by Altuve, able to just line one straight into center. And this is going to be Shane Bieber's the skipper in the name of John Schneider is going to come up. So Alvarez will face a new arm. Blue Jays fans are being really respectful, though. I did not hear boos. I heard a good amount of cheers after 4 earned runs given up in only 3 2/3 of innings pitched, and a possible more runs given up if Alvarez can come through in this at-bat. Total of 7 batters to the plate for the Astros so far. Started with a Isaac Paredes fly out to right, and then home run, home run, home run. And then Bieber was able to strike out Matthews, but then a pair of singles from Delgado and Altuve gives Yordan Alvarez a chance. And you just look at his stats. Hopefully I can describe the stats, but yeah, leading the American League in hits and home runs, and leading baseball right now, slugging percentage and OPS. That's crazy. You want to know how he's hitting? He's hitting an OPS of 94. I don't want to sound like a complete nerd, but OPS plus average level hitter is put at 100. So Alvarez is hitting 94% better than the average level hitter. With Aaron Judge also having that fractured rib, it's looking like Alvarez can easily swoop in for his first American League MVP. So Yordan Alvarez, a chance to just extend this wound, as it's going to be Tommy Nance coming in with a 4.15 ERA. He does well against right-handed batters. Right-handed batters only hitting 167 against him. It's not going to be Yordan Alvarez. An intentional walk to Yordan Alvarez. So now 2 outs with the bases loaded, as that will bring up the 9th hitter of this inning, Christian Walker. First pitch outside it, very away for ball 1. Walker, a strikeout and a ground out. As the 1-0 to him. Swing and a miss, 1-1. So Delgado third, Altuve second, Alvarez first, the 1-1. This one's high. It is deep to the warning track, but just hauled in at Sanchez. The lead almost doubled as Christian Walker just short of a grand slam. But the Blue Jays, or not the Blue Jays, the Astros, back-to-back-to-back home runs as Diaz, Smith, and Trammell all go deep. As we go to the bottom of the fourth, 4-0 game, we'll be right back after this. So getting ready for the bottom of the fourth. I need a water break. Holy cow. It's going to be Varsho, Urias, and Straw, so 6, 7, and 8. As Lambert, who was able to get a nice 1-2, or much needed 1-2-3 inning after being a bit threatened in the bottom of the first and second. We'll hope to do the same in the bottom of the fourth now with a pretty comfortable 4-0 lead. Let me update that. Yeah, total of 9 hits for the Astros. But, if the Blue Jays can just go back to what they did in the bottom of the first and second, but able to come through with runners in scoring position and deliver some hits, they could honestly knock Lambert also early out in this game. As it's going to be ball 1 to Varsho. That one may have clipped the upper edge, but Astros out of challenges after a incorrect challenge from Diaz as this ball smoked down the right field line for a base hit and probably a double. Varsho gun into second and will remain there. So after 3 runs given up in the top of the fourth, a much needed leadoff double for the Blue Jays. And 107 off the bat of Dalton Varsho. It's just able to pull it and smoke it. As that will bring up Luis Urias to try and hopefully get run number 1 on the board. As if you can somehow knock Lambert out of this game, you'll take it, with Shane Bieber also getting knocked out. Urias takes strike 1. Urias is going to smack one to left field. It's high, it's deep, it's gone. 4 home runs in this fourth inning, and we're not even done yet. 4-2 ball game. Yeah, this has been insane today. The bat has just been going off for nearly every hitter. We've seen a pair of doubles for the Blue Jays, now a home run by Urias. We've seen 3 home runs for the Astros and a pair of doubles as well. It's just been crazy. As 4-2 in the bottom of the fourth, not the most insane thing, but if you look at the scorecard, it paints a much different story. Miles Straw steps in. He takes ball 1. Lambert has just thrown his 60th pitch and is trying to get back on track, and he will thereby fire in strike 1. Even count to Straw. Here it comes. It will be just low for ball 2. Straw 0 for 1 with a fielder's choice. Nearly driven in as well in the bottom of the second. Got to third base but was unable to. As this ball on the ground to short. Going to be a quick play by Delgado. But Straw will be safe as Walker unable to secure that one. I think even if Walker held on to that baseball, he would have been safe anyways. So 3 consecutive hits for the Toronto Blue Jays. And this isn't even their top of the lineup. This is their 6, 7, and 8 hitters. And it's going to be Andres Jimenez, who smoked a double in that bottom of the second inning. So Lambert, who you'd imagine would ride in after that bottom of the third inning and be in a bit more of a groove, especially, like I said, against the 6, 7, and 8 batters coming up. Now struggling with 3 straight hits given up, including a double and a homer. 4-2 ball game now as the number 9 hitter, Jimenez, comes up as he'll take ball 1. A 1-0. Swing and a miss, 1-1. Well, we haven't seen it yet, but what a lock? Dudo a lock. I don't know if I'm saying that fully correctly, as this one will be very high for ball 2. We haven't seen it yet, but you may get your wish of the Blue Jays scoring 3 runs as just a complete, compared to the bottom of the third, just completely different off the mound from Lambert. As he's going to fire one back to first as he gets some jeers from the crowd. Straw back there safely. Lefty on righty saw the damage Jimenez did in his first at-bat as the 2-1 to him. This one, a bit better, though, for Lambert, as this one will be popped up behind home plate for Diaz for out number 1 in a much-needed one. But Lambert has to go back to the top of the order to face George Springer, who almost was able to give the Blue Jays their first runs of the game, but lined one right to Delgado at short. So strikeout and lineout for him so far on the day. As the first pitch to him will be fouled behind home plate. Blue Jays, I don't think we've seen only one attempted base from, and that was the Astros when Delgado tried to take second, but hit and run ensued with Altuve making contact, putting runners on the corners in the top of the fourth as Springer is going to take one in for ball 1. I could be wrong, but I think they said the Astros had 4.84 ERA, and that placed them 28th in the big leagues. But Miles Straw, former Astro himself, Cleveland Guardian as well, and Toronto Blue Jay on first base right now as a pickoff attempt ensues with Straw back there safely. Only 2 stolen bases on the year for him. I was taking a decent lead, but not too great for a stolen base. Springer holds up on the 1-1, and it will be 2-1. As you didn't think that the Blue Jays now, even only with 2 runs, will knock Lambert out. either in this inning or the next, as Lambert currently at 71 pitches after, I think, total in this inning is nearing 20. Able to fire and strike two, and now the 2-2 pitch. Check swing, he went. Springer's second strikeout of the day. And that will bring up Guerrero Jr. to try and get that third and fourth run. And we'll hope he can. I know definitely, different size, but why not just use the bat of Luis Urias to maybe connect one for a second time, make it a tied ball game. Urias was the guy that cut this deficit in half with his 2-run homer. As the 0-1 to Guerrero Jr. will be upstairs for ball one. Shaw eager at first base, but he will get back there on a pickoff attempt from Lambert. Lambert definitely seemed like a little bit tired. As an even count will wait 1 second, so that's his second disengagement. And we'll see if Straw tries to swipe a bag, as if Lambert disengages one more time and Straw gets back safely. It will be a balk, as the 1-1 will be outside and away for ball two. See if John Schneider tries to see if Straw can take it back here. The 2-1, Straw was thinking of it, as took a huge lead and was waiting for Lambert to, that he wanted to steal that bag, but was making sure that Lambert wouldn't pick off, as it was way too early on the jump, the 2-2. But Straw will steal anyways on this next pitch, as full count, 2 outs now for Vladdy Jr. Ball in the gap would make it a 4-3 game, as the 3-2 pitch. And we'll see another foul ball, just high and a bit away, but Guerrero Jr., nice piece of contact to keep this inning alive. 3 home runs in the top of the fourth by the Astros, all consecutively, and a home run by Luis Urias in the bottom of the fourth. Vladdy trying to join the train here, the 3-2 pitch. But he won't. Swing and a miss, as for the second time today, Guerrero Jr. nearly almost slamming the bat in frustration. I don't know how he's able to prevent himself from doing the same. Luis Urias able to cut the lead in half, as this may have become much more of a bullpen game, as Bieber already out of this one, as a total of 9 batters came across for the Astros in that top of the fourth inning. But a good call by John Schneider to have I think it was, no, not Delgado. Oh, I never even put, let me just make sure who it was. But with runners on the corners and 2 away, with Yordan Alvarez coming up, John Schneider decided to make it an intentional for Jordan bases as he came in to relieve Bieber of his duties. And Tommy Nance, instead of facing Jordan Alvarez, which would have been a potentially catastrophic for him, faced Christian Walker instead, who was nearly went deep too. He nearly went deep against Nance, but just a bit back to get a crucial out number 3 for the Blue Jays. Nance, third year in Toronto, produced very well in that 2020 season, having a sub-2 ERA but only 31 and 2/3 innings pitched, only had 30 appearances that year, but being called much more with a little bit of a higher ERA, 26 games, 4.15 ERA. And it will be Nance to stay in this game to face Isaac Paredes, who takes strike 1. Paredes RBI single to start the Astros offense today, as well as a flyout, or not a flyout, a flyout to start the top of the 4th, as he takes ball 1 here. One and one will be 1-2 on that whiff. Last time the Blue Jays gave up back-to-back home runs since Bieber just this past inning was in 2020 against the Yankees. 1-2 count to Nance, or not to Nance, to Paredes. So Nance tries to get a long and productive outing, as he'll get a fly ball to center field and get a good first out in this top of the 5th. As Dalton Varsho able to haul it in. That will bring up Diaz, who Nance is just hoping does not go deep and start a chain here. Home run number 3 on the year for Diaz in that last at-bat. As the first pitch to him will make it so this one close, but just foul. Holy cow, that one was close, as Diaz blooped one down the third base line. Okamoto was just hoping that ball would go foul, and it did just that. Diaz, before that homer, I believe, struck out to end the top of the 1st. 1 for 2 day for him. As Lambert shown in the Astros dugout. After 2 runs given up, 4 innings pitched. As this ball too short for Jimenez, who's had a decent day, both on the field and at the bat, as had a double. Did pop out in that bottom of the 4th inning, which kind of did essentially shut off the Blue Jays hitting after they scored 2 runs in the bottom of the 4th. So like Diaz, Smith comes up to the plate with who also homered in that top of the 4th inning. That making it home run number 8 on the year, as he took strike 1. Nance ready. He sets the 0-1. Will be low for ball 1. We'll see what the Astros do in this top of the 6th inning, as if Nance does get Smith out here, as this one will make the case more likely, as it's chopped foul to put Smith in a 1-2 deficit. I think Trammell's a lefty, though, and his splits against lefties is not good. I think Nance has a batting average against lefties at around 310. As this one just under the zone for ball 2. The 2-2 fouled away. I don't know if it's just Nance, but his cap's also rocking a strikeout ALS. I believe that is a bit of Sharpie. It's going to be Mason Fluharty to warm up for the Blue Jays, the lefty. Which maybe you do stand by if Nance does get this 1-2-3 in, because you could definitely use Fluharty. Maybe just wait till Alvarez comes up to the plate. We'll see here, though. 2-2 will be away and low, ball 3. A 3-2, swing and a miss. He got him. A 1-2-3 inning, not coming from Shane Bieber, as I literally just looked at my mistake. Shane Bieber did get a 1-2-3 inning, but Tommy Nance will get one in his first full inning of today after striking out Cam Smith. It's going to be 3, 4, and 5 for the Blue Jays in the bottom of the 5th, coming right up after this. Hopefully I didn't jinx it for the guy that asked if the Blue Jays were scoring 3 runs, and I said that would be likely after the 2-run homer was given up by Lambert. Well, should be pitching in this bottom of the 5th inning. Could very easily be his last, as just surpassed 75 pitches after that bottom of the 4th inning. Oh yeah, NBA draft's coming up tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Pacific. As nice amount of boats out in the Toronto horizon, as Lambert will face the lefty Jesus Sanchez for the 3rd time today. Sanchez with a single in the bottom of the 1st and a strikeout in the bottom of the 3rd, as he'll take ball 1 in the bottom of the 5th. Lambert, after that, you got to pitch number 80, as the 1-0 to Sanchez will be a hack on the 1-0. As you did see with that bottom of the 3rd inning, Sanchez was taking just huge swings at baseball, but was coming up at nothing. This one will get in fair play to first, as a good job by Walker at first base, who made a dive and play. It bounced off him, and he fired it to Lambert at first base to get a huge out number 1, as John Schneider making sure Sanchez wasn't too close to that one. Or not a dive and play, but it bounced off his glove. Walker dove to his knees and was able to fire it to Lambert for out number 1. Great job by Walker, just being able to stay with the ball, as as I don't know if there's an argument or ball one was called. As I don't know if that was called a pitch clock violation. It doesn't matter. Already a 2-0 count to Okamoto as Lambert just fired one 30 feet in front of him. It didn't even bounce off the dirt just in front of home plate. It bounced off the grass. 2-0 count now, 3-0. That ball just below the zone. May have clipped it, but Astros are out of ABS challenges as it's going to be the left-handed pitcher Stephen Okert to warm up for them. A 3-0, and it's a 4-pitch walk. So Okamoto, second pair of walks now for him today. Someone else with a walk will be Brandon Valenzuela as he steps in, walking a strikeout for him. So righty on lefty, they will not put Okert in just yet. Is Lambert able to fire and strike one against Valenzuela? Which obviously, when the Astros get back-to-back home runs, you think, oh, they're just dominating this game. But that was only other than the RBI single, their offense so far today. And Valenzuela steps in as the tying run, count even to him. Lambert near 90 pitches. This will definitely be the last inning he's a part of. Unless if he gets a miraculous double play here. The 1-1 will be low for ball two. Valenzuela has gone off in his last 9 games, though. 357 batting average, 4 extra base hits, 6 RBIs. I think also another young player for this Blue Jays roster. Yeah, it's also a rookie year for him. Like I said before, Blue Jays have had a bunch of rookies this season that have not were not a part of that pennant winning team, as Valenzuela thought that was ball 4. It's strike 2 instead, and he did not challenge that call, though. Blue Jays have both of their challenges. But yeah, with a team of rookies that's been really solid, you'd think the Blue Jays could easily make it their way back this season, despite being exactly at 500. 3-2 to Valenzuela. Runner not going as this ball's hit to center field, but playable on the liner by Matthews for out number 2. We'll see if like I said, Astros trying to rebuild as it will be Lambert's day. So not the worst out in 4 2/3. This could wish more. I guess the big wish especially was hoping that Lambert could have a much bigger outing after Shane Bieber couldn't get to 4 innings. So it's going to be 4 2/3 with 2 earned runs given up, and will be responsible for that runner on first in the name of Okamoto. As the Astros will rely on Stephen Okert in his 11th major league season, and doing pretty nice in 36 whole games. Has started a game this year for the Astros, but hasn't really pitched too much. Only 36 2/3 innings pitched, so really just going there each game, pitching an inning on average. But it's been working for him so far. sub 2.5 ERA coming into this game at 2.48. Actually, in between his stint with the Giants and Marlins, O'Kerr did not play in the 2019 or 2020 season. Was with the Marlins 21 through 24, and then came for the Astros in 2025, and had a pretty solid outing, you'd say. 1.5 WAR ERA, just hovering over 3 at 3.01, and he will be responsible to get a quick out number 3 against Dalton Varsho to keep the Blue Jays at bay. Varsho had that leadoff double in the bottom of the 4th inning and was driven in by that Luis Urias home run. O'Kerr, a guy that obviously excels against left-handed batters, who are only hitting 133 against them. Also doing nice against righties, too, who only have a batting average just above that Mendoza line at 203, as Varsho is going to take a hack and a miss for strike 1. The 0-1 to Varsho will be lined to right field, but past. Cam Smith tried to make a jumping catch, as Okamoto will hold up at third. Oh my goodness. It's going to be scored as a double, but a blunderous play by Cam Smith, who took a leap and jump at the liner as he overshot it and completely missed it. Smith thought he was right under it, but to no avail, as it went right past him. 15th double for Dalton Varsho, as he has 2 today, 1 in the bottom of the 4th and 1 in the bottom of the 5th. As now the Blue Jays are going to hope Luis Urias, like Dalton Varsho, can repeat what he did in his last at-bat, as he had that 2-run homer. First pitch to him will be in there for strike 1. And you don't necessarily need that 2-run homer. A base hit here would tie this game if it's just hitting nicely enough into that outfield. The 0-1, did he go? No, he did not. Pitch that was just below the strike zone. Two to 4 ball game. Okamoto at third, Varsho at second. The 1-1 fouled back. Urias down in the count, 1-2. Here it comes. Swing and a miss. He got him. Occurred after a 2-out double by Cam Smith out in right, who just tried to make a leap and effort, but was overshot that baseball, is able to make a comeback and strike out Luis Urias for a huge out number 3 as we go to the 6th inning. A 2-4 ball game with Astros leading. We'll be right back. top of the 6th inning we go as Stephen O'Kurt able to get a nice, crucial strikeout with the tying run on second in that bottom of the 5th. As it's going to be Mason Fluharty, so that will be Nance's day for the Blue Jays after getting 4 consecutive outs. Able to limit on a special huge out number 3 against Christian Walker. That was just feet short from a grand slam to put this game out of reach. But instead, it will be a 4-2 ball game right now as Trammell takes 2 hacks and misses for strike 1 and 2. The 0-2 from Fluharty. Did he go? I don't believe so, and yep, no. Trammell ended the had that last home run for the Astros to make it back to back as he takes ball 2 there. But now lefty on lefty in an even count in this top of the 6th as this one will just be popped up as who's going to call it? It's going to be the left fielder Sanchez for out number 1. So far, well, we haven't really seen Fluharty, but Blue Jays bullpen has had 5 up and 5 down. Fluharty looking to keep the streak going as he faces Bryce Matthews, who has not gotten on base today, 0 for 2. While it's just been, Bryce Matthews and Christian Walker for the Blue Jays that haven't gotten on base. As Matthews takes ball 1 here. 1-0, that one just outside for ball 2. Spencer Miles is going to warm up for the Blue Jays, which I'd assume you'd wait for Fluharty to face a Yordan Alvarez as Matthews will take strike 1 there, still in a nice hitter's count at 2-1. The 2-1 delivery. Swing and miss, 2-2. Who going to win? I don't know. It's still a close one. I'll say the Blue Jays come back. Why not? Even though I'm essentially cursing them. I feel like making a prediction. Matthews takes ball 3. Count goes full. 3-2, this one. Three, 2 again, and this one, swing and a miss. He struck him out. Matthews, his second K of today. Matthews not having the greatest day as he has a pop out on a pair of strikeouts. And that first strikeout, he was caught looking and did an ABS challenge where the call was confirmed. That was the Astros' last ABS challenge. I believe the Blue Jays still have yet to challenge. They still got both of theirs, as it will be 0-1-2 Delgado after a perfect pitch on the corner by Fluharty. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. Holy cow. O'Kurt will, I believe, be likely to be in that bottom of the 6th inning. That's the 0-2. on the ground to second. Who's going to get it? It's going to be Clement or not Clement. He's not even in this game. It's going to be Urias on a nice backhand throw to Guerrero Jr. for out number 3. So 7 consecutive outs from the Blue Jays pitching as we go to the bottom of 6. Blue Jays trying to make a comeback. Getting ready for this bottom of the 6th inning as it's going to be Straw, Jimenez, and back to the top of the lineup for George Springer. Okay, don't. Oh my God, James, why are you throwing $20 on this game, dude? Oh my goodness. Kurt is going to be back in there for the Astros after being called in to face Dalton Varsho, who had that double, but I wouldn't say really Kurt's fault as Cam Smith shot under a line drive that should have been playable, but missed it. But was able to strike out Urias to strand the tying run on second base as Miles Straws faces Kurt to a strike 1 and now a ball 1 to even up the count. Astros letting Kurt play lefty on right as he's excelled, done good against righties too, as righties only hitting .203 against him. It's the 1-2 count now to Straw on a ball fouled back behind him. Down in the count, 1-2, the pitch. This one will go into the seats to keep the count where it is. One, two again. High fastball does not get Straw to chase. Straw 1 for 2, fielder's choice and a base hit, has gotten close to scoring but just hasn't, as this ball will be fouled back. A lot of these Blue Jays have been close to scoring but to no avail. I think they've left 5, 6. They've left 8 runners on base. Oh, but Straw is going to take one high. It's going to take one for a ride, and it will die, though, into left field for Trammell to make the catch. As that outfield gap really deep here in Rogers Center in Toronto, Canada. And Straw just missed it. It was good tracking by Trammell out in left field to make sure he'd not get smothered by the wall. as Jimenez is going to try and lay one down, but to no avail. Jimenez a double and a pop out. Should it be 30? Bro, what's even ABF? That's what I'm trying to get. 0-1 count to Jimenez. Here it comes, as this one's up the middle, but good defensive shifting by the Astros, as Delgado's right there to just grasp it and get an out number 2 against the Blue Jays. So 2 up, 2 down, and that will go back to the top of the lineup for George Springer, who, odd enough, the Blue Jays have had, like 7 hits. None of them coming from George Springer or Vladimir Guerrero Jr., who have yet to pick up or even get on base today. As Springer takes strike 1. A line out and a pair of strikeouts for him. The 0-1 will be hit up the middle, though. So for the first time today, Springer is on base. With a 2-out single. As we'll see what the Astros do as the tying run comes up to the plate in the name of Vladimir Guerrero Jr., and it will be a pitch and change. So good outing from O'Carrot, who's able to get 3 consecutive outs, but does give up the single to George Springer. As it's going to be Santos for the Houston Astros. As there's a Emu ad. Not Gregory Santos. Trying to find the right Santos. Wait, let me just... Where the heck is the statistics of him before this pitching? Oh, and I just searched up the... Oh my goodness. Is it Ennial? I'm going to get who this guy is before... Like, they're going to show who this guy is before I find baseball reference. Okay, Ennial de los Santos. There we go. Coming in with a 4.32 ERA. 4 saves on the year. But honestly, a replacement level pitcher coming up. Does have right-handers hitting only .210 against him. So it's going to be righty on righty. Junior. With Springer on first base. 9 runs. Guerrero, like Springer, before his 4th plate appearance, was looking for that base hit. He's 0 for 3 today, but a chance to be a middle inning hero, as he'll take one way outside for ball 1. If you're Santos, if Guerrero Jr. gets on, you will face Jesus Sanchez. The 1-0 will be low for ball 2. Which I believe... I need to make sure if these batters are... Okay. Well, you're facing Jesus Sanchez, though. The only issue is he's a lefty, and Santos does have a opponent batting average of a high, or not insanely high, but decently high for a pitcher, 240. Guerrero Jr. fouls one back. It's 2-1. Jesus Sanchez on deck, 1 for 3, as the 2-1 to Vladdy will be outside. So Santos is going to have to think here. Don't want to get the walk, but against a guy like Vladdy, cannot throw in a mistake pitch here. The 3-1. Is this ball too short? It's going to be a tough play to first. The throw, not in time. Delgado tried to fire one over to first in the outfield grass, but just spiked it to the dirt as it rolled to Walker at first base for an infield single. So bottom of the 6th, we'll see George Springer and Vladimir Guerrero Jr.'s first hits of today, and that will give Jesus Sanchez a chance to tie this game up, or at least get that third run. Jesus Sanchez pretty well with runners in scoring position, hitting .279. It's just been not that well for these Blue Jays hitters today with runners in scoring position. As Sanchez takes ball 1. As we saw, Dalton Varsho struck out with the bases loaded. We saw a pair of lineouts with runners on second and third. As Sanchez, these last few at-bats, though, trying to be hero, though. Even though in his second and third, the bases were empty. Second at-bat, Sanchez struck out. Third at-bat, Sanchez grounded out to first base. Even count, here it comes, the 1-1. And yet another whiff from Jesus Sanchez. This has been about like the 8th time he's whipped today. I may just be a bit over, but yeah, no, it's just taking absolute hacks. As here we go, the 1-2. Low and away, ball 2. And you got Okamoto to come up, and that, if Santos does not get Sanchez out, he would have to face Okamoto no matter what. So 2-2 coming up. Santos delivers. This ball on the ground, off Santos is no one's. Oh. I thought there was a shift or something. I didn't see Christian Walker cover first, but he did as a matter of fact, and it's going to be a 1-3 ground out for Jesus Sanchez as yet again the Blue Jays leave 2 runners on base. I think it's a total at 10 runners left on base today for them to keep it a 4-2 ball game. As it's going to be 1-2-3 for the Astros. As so far, Blue Jays nice. Is it Spencer Miles? Yeah, it's going to be the rookie Spencer Miles, age 25 in his rookie year, and has been doing pretty well as a relief pitcher. Nearly a win above replacement, 3.26 ERA. What shocks me, though, is that they didn't give Fluharty a chance to play in the top of the 7th because now Jordan Alvarez, a lefty that's just had an insane year, is now going to face a right-handed pitcher. Altuve will lead off. 2 for 3 game today for him, including a double. He was the first run to score in today's game. I guess we will wait a little bit extra as Miles. And fun fact about Altuve, usually a lot of hitters nowadays, they kind of go back into the batter's box to maybe see the pitch a bit more, just to be closer to that catcher's glove. But Altuve stays really out in front in that batter's box. So very hard to get catcher's interference at all, which is a good thing. We've seen mitt injuries for catchers that kind of get near that plate while batters try to stay back behind the batter's box. Altuve will take ball one against Spencer Miles. 7 up, 7 down for Blue Jays, for the Astros after Nance was put in for the Blue Jays. Bieber only 3 2/3 innings pitched today with that 3 consecutive home runs given up, as Altuve will take strike 2 just on that bottom left corner. What is ABF, though? The 1-2 to Altuve. Fouled away. So, this is going to be a fun battle to see Spencer Miles take on Yordan Alvarez. As Altuve down the count 1-2, the pitch will be in there for strike 3. So we give Altuve the backwards K as looking at that one. Oh, that was just beautiful, the pitch. Upper edge corner on the left. And just to make sure that wasn't just to frame it beautifully, it looked like it got the corner anyways, like that pitch. Holy cow, Miles is just painting the strike zone. As the Astros manager is arguing the calls, but it looks like these pitches have got in the strike zone. Not that one, as that one just a bit outside. Alvarez 1 for 2 with a double in that bottom of the 4th inning. Also got an intentional walk, as that's the reason why. As that ball absolutely smoked into left, but Sanchez able to get it on the run. So luckily for the Blue Jays, the righty pitcher against the left-handed just demon in the name of Yordan Alvarez does not come back to haunt them, as it will just be a line out to left field. And that will bring up Christian Walker, who nearly got that grand slam against Nance to make it a 8-0 game. Instead, he flew out to end the inning, and since then, no Astros player has gotten on base. Walker 0 for 3 today, as the 0-1 will be blown away for ball 1. Walker and Matthews, only Astros hitters not to get on base, as I think nearly everyone for the Blue Jays has. The 0-1 will be, or the 1-1 will be called just outside for ball 2. Looked like it could have been challengeable. Blue Jays have not challenged a call with ABS yet today. 2-1, that one just got the corner. These have been beautifully painted pitches. I wouldn't be shocked if the Astros manager is an upset, because these have been really just gotten the edge of the strike zone. Walker back into the batter's box now with an even count. Miles looking for a 1-2-3 inning. The 2-2 just nearly got Walker to bite, but unable to do so on that pitch. Low and away. A 3-2. Swing and a miss on the foul tip. Christian Walker 0 for 4 today with a pair of strikeouts, a ground out, and a fly out. As we check that top of the seventh, it's going to be 4, 5, and 6, Okamoto, Valenzuela, Varsho. And checking that Blue Jays lineup, down 2 runs, but all of them have gotten on base today. Springer and Guerrero Jr. got their first hits just in this previous bottom of the 6th. Jesus Sanchez got a single. Okamoto, Valenzuela walked. Varsho has a pair of doubles. Urias has a single and home run. Straw has a single. And Jimenez got a bottom of the 2nd double. So, yeah, all Blue Jays have gotten on base today. They've just stranded a bunch of runners. 10 runners have been stranded for them. So they're just hoping to crack this Astros bullpen here. As we'll see if it's still Santos. We'll see if they keep him out there to face Okamoto. Santos gave up that single to Guerrero Jr., but was able to get Sanchez to ground out. They got a Kazuma. Don't know if any Blue Jays fans are watching this, but we got a Kazuma Okamoto t-shirt giveaway on July 20th. First 15,000 fans would get one. That's a pretty cool shirt, too. I won't lie. As he takes the batter's box, 0 for 1 today with those pair of walks, as he will foul one away. Santos stays in this ball game, as he does excel against right-handed batters. I think Valenzuela, who is on deck, is a lefty. As swing and a miss, 0-2. No, he's also right. Oh, no, he's a switch hitter. Okay. So we'll see if the Astros go to someone new in their bullpen. As Okamoto just puts this into right field, he beats the shift. As the Astros shifted to at first, as he's able to poke it in between first and second for a leadoff single. Hit number 10 on the day for the Blue Jays, and Okamoto's first hit of today. Good game for him, as Valenzuela comes to the plate, and they will have Santos face him. As Valenzuela is going to pop this one up, as it's going to be Diaz, who does have room behind the plate to get that one for out number 1. Valenzuela a bit annoyed after that outcome, as it will be Dalton Varsho, who, now the Blue Jays would hope he could get double number 3 in this situation. Just Blue Jays praying they cannot strand yet another runner. I think 3 runners have made third base for the Blue Jays today, but have not scored, which would be okay if you were leading this ball game, but you are not. As it's a 2-0 count to Dalton Varsho. The 2-0 pitch. This one's hit high. It's hit deep. This game is tied. Just an absolute mistake pitch from Santos, as right down Broadway for Varsho to absolutely crush. Exit velocity of 106, nearly 400 feet on that baby. As the Blue Jays were looking for yet another mistake pitch to finally get a result other than leaving a runner on base, and they do so in that one. Varsho with the Blue Jays jacket showing not just the country of Canada, but all those other teams representing the international world. As Varsho out front on that pitch, but able to just smack it deep to right field. I think it got to that second deck. So a tie ball game, a new ball game, finally got that third run we were looking for. As Urias, who has also had a 2-run homer in this game, will step up. 5 home runs total in this game, 2 for the Blue Jays, both of them 2-run homers, with 3 solo shots coming from the Astros. Santos will stay out there for the Astros. I don't know their current bullpen situation, but they may need to warm someone up here, as Urias is going to take a swing and a miss for strike 1. This is Urias' first game this season. Yeah, Urias coming back from injury. The 0-1 to him will be outside and away for ball 1. So definitely a nice game back from injury, getting that 2-run homer and a single. As a hit here would be, or a home run here would be amazing, but he smokes one up to the middle for Santos to catch in his glove and just toss it to first for out number 2. And we will see not a pitching change yet, but we will see as all my stuff proceeds to fall, we will see a pinch hit change as it's going to be Nathan Lukes. 4 years with the Blue Jays. He's had a pretty well year, hitting over 300, only though just in 138 at bat. Yeah, has only played in 44 games when he's up to the plate, hitting well. We did see in the last podcast that Andrew Benintendi grand slam to give the White Sox a 5-1 lead against the Yankees. And Benintendi, pinch hit in, and very first pitch was able to crush it. Lukes will not crush it on the first pitch, as he'll take one well inside for ball 1. 6:26 Eastern Standard Time as the 1-0 will be swung on and missed on the high fastball. As getting ready for about 4 more baseball games in the MLB at 6:40, and then I think Phillies and Nats at 6:45. As the 1-1 to Lukes will be high. Good take after a swing and a miss on the high heater in that 1-0 count. Santos trying to recuperate. Did not get pulled after the 2-run homer he gave up, as the 2-1 will be fouled away, 2-2. Top of the first started with a 1-0 lead for the Astros. They have not given up that lead until now after that 2-run homer by Dalton Varsho. As Lukes takes ball 3, the Blue Jays looking for their first lead of this game. In the bottom of the 7th, though, with 2 outs now, as the 3-2 to Lukes. This one into center field. This one's hit pretty well, but a nice run and catch by Matthews at center for out number 3. As we go to the 8th, now a tied ball game. As it will be Isaac Paredes, Yanier Diaz, and Cam Smith. Hoping they can get rid of this tied ball game that hasn't existed since the top of the first when Isaac Paredes gave the Astros the lead. So Game 3 tomorrow for the Blue Jays and the Astros. Blue Jays won Game 1, giving them a 500 record exactly. Astros trying to win this game. That would push the Blue Jays back to under 500. Game 3 tomorrow night will be at 7:07 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. As like I said, more games coming up for your average fan. Or not on this broadcast, but we do have a good chunk of 640 games. As checking that MLB schedule. You got the Royals at Rays in Tropicana Field, Yankees at Tigers in Comerica Park, Rangers at Marlins in Lone Depot Park, I believe, Mariners, and then the Mariners at the Pirates at PNC Park, all at 6:40 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in about 10 minutes, or exactly 10 minutes now. In 15 minutes, we got the Phillies at Nationals at, I think, yeah, it's just National Park. And then I got two 7:10 p.m. games. Cubs at Mets. I think it's still Citi Field. I could be wrong. And then Brewers at Reds at Great American Ballpark. Isaac Paredes will lead off, and it will still be Spencer Miles. Well, I thought was a bit shocking that they went with in the top of the seventh to face the lefty Yordan Alvarez, but a good move as, well, nearly devastating as Alvarez sent that ball for a ride, but Paredes, not Paredes, oh my goodness, Alvarez just not enough mustard on that swing as the 1-1 will be outside for ball 2. Nathan Lukes takes right field, and it's going to be Jeff Hoffman to warm up, hoping for potentially a save situation, but it will be up to the Blue Jays bats in the bottom of the 8th and up to Spencer Miles to get threes, get a nice scoreless top of the 8th. 2-2 count as Paredes takes strike 2. As count even, the pitch to Paredes. Ground ball, but foul down the third base line. Paredes' first RBI of this game coming from him, driving in Jose Altuve in that top of the first inning. And has flown out twice since then. As the 2-2 swing and a miss, he got him. The Blue Jays pitching staff has just been nasty today. As now 11 up, 11 down after Shane Bieber only got 3 2/3 innings pitched. Shane Bieber also, I believe, exited this game with a 9.6989 ERA, I think. As Diaz will take one called strike one that may have been a bit high. Like I've said before, Blue Jays, 2 ABS challenges that they haven't even used yet today. Astros out of challenges, but Diaz is going to send this one up to center field for a base hit, as it will be a 1-out single and finally break the on base streak of 11 up, 11 down after it was Nance that was put in this game, as we'll get a pinch runner for Diaz. It will be Smith. So go ahead run on first base. the first time since the top of the first inning the Astros have had a go-ahead run. As Cam Smith looks to recreate what he did in that top of the fourth inning, getting a solo shot. Oh, and it won't be Smith pinch running. It will be Smith hitting. I'm not entirely sure who that pinch runner is. We'll see if the Astros do try to steal a base here. The 0-1, did he go? No, he did not. Miles, who came in at that top of the seventh, has pitch number 25 here, and it will be high and inside for ball 2. Pena for the Astros is near the stairs at the dugout. He could potentially be in the hole, or maybe the double hole, as he could replace Delgado as Smith takes strike 2 in the zone. I think Smith stepped off. Smith looking for that K or ground ball. The 2-2 pitch. Oh, outside for ball 3. Nice frame by Valenzuela, but to no avail. Full count. Matthews on deck, looking to be the potential hero after being a pop out and a pair of strikeouts. But right now it's Taylor Trammell to do his part to try and get on base in this full count. Miles threw a pickoff attempt back to first base. Smith back there safely. Or not Smith, Diaz. The 3-2 to Diaz. This one on the ground to third, but it's going to be a soft roller. The throw to first is not in time. It takes Guerrero Jr. off the bag, and now the go-ahead run is at second base with still only 1 out. I think this will be called an infield single, as Okamoto was down deep behind the first base. I think that will be called an infield single. 11th hit of the day for the Houston Astros. And not Bryce Matthews, but it will be Taylor Trammell to try to be hero. He had that solo home run, but before that, it will be Spencer Miles' day, as it looked like it will be Jeff Hoffman to try and keep this a tied ball game. And a bit of a story about Jeff Hoffman. We did see him pitch in that 2025 season where wasn't the greatest for him, as being in Colorado, wasn't able to really... no. Actually, no, didn't really do that impressive in Colorado. Went to Cincinnati, though. Good couple of seasons there. Then just exploded as a Philadelphia Philly All-Star appearance in 2024 during his 9th MLB season. Then he went to Toronto, and the wheels almost fell off. Hoisted a 4.37 ERA, which I could only assume was much higher early, like in the first half of that season. But now 2026, he has an ERA over 5 and a negative WAR. As now he comes in to face Taylor Trammell with not Diaz, but Astros pinch runner on second and Cam Smith on first with 1 out. Top of the 8th coming up. Jeff Hoffman warming up. So Jeff Hoffman looking not to give up this lead, but has not really been that great of a outing for him so far this season. Pitching worse than a average level pitcher, decently well below average, as the first pitch to Taylor Trammell is going to be low and away for ball one. A scratch that, not Taylor Trammell. It will be Jeremy Pena to pinch hit for him after Trammell went 1 for 3 with a solo shot to cap off those back-to-back home runs. And yet again, another ball even much lower and awayer for ball 2. I'm just making up words at this point. Last 6 appearances, though, Hoffman has gone 6 innings pitched with only 2 hits given up, no earned runs, and 7 strikeouts. The 2-0 to Pena, that one may have just barely clipped the zone, but no challenge from Valenzuela. It puts Pena in a beautiful 3-0 count. Pena hitting .286 on the year. As here we go, 3-0 pitch. He got under it, but luckily it will go foul. So Pena does not get a atrocious infield fly rule. He stays alive. Runners second and first, that being the go-ahead run on second, the 3-1 pitch. Not even close. Ball 4 way high, and the bases are loaded. And we'll see if the Astros go to yet another player on the bench. But right now, it is currently Bryce Matthews. And it will be Matthews to try and be hero after popping out to first base and having 2 strikeouts on this day. The first pitch, called strike 1, may have been outside. Astros out of ABS challenges. I think that's Smith taking a huge lead at second. The 0-1 fouled away. Well, that ball hanging a bit. That could have been a huge pitch to get a nice liner into the outfield, but Matthews unable to do so. Infield shifted a bit tight in, but just hoping for that double play ball or a strikeout here. One or the other. The 0-2. Matthews stays alive. Matthews takes a breath. He's 0 for 3 now, but even if it's not a hit, just a sac fly, that'd still make him quite a hero of this ball game. The 0-2. High fastball, Matthews does not budge. 1-2. We saw another bases loaded situation in the top of the 4th. Christian Walker nearly got that grand slam, but flew out to end the inning, keeping it a 4-2 game. The 1-2 swing and a miss. After giving up a terrible walk, Jeff Hoffman's able to get a huge strikeout here, and that will bring up the number 9 hitter in the name of Reynel Delgado, unless if they go to a new pinch hitter here. It will be Reynel Delgado, righty on lefty, bases loaded, 2 gone. First pitch, swing and a miss. The 0-1. That ball fouled away. 0-2 count. An 0-2 count to Delgado. Hoffman trying to keep this a 4-4 ball game. Hoffman Graves sets, delivers the 0-2. This ball in the air to left field. Will it drop? No! It's Okamoto with the running catch behind at third base. A kid is screaming because Okamoto is having himself a day on the defense and offensive side. As Jeff Hoffman can only give a fist bump on a nice running catch on Okamoto that could have been a bloop single to give the Astros the lead. But instead, we go to the bottom of the eighth. The Blue Jays are trying to capture their first lead of this game, and it will be Andres Jimenez to lead off, followed by George Springer and Vladdy Guerrero Jr. We'll see who the Astros go to. If they do, Santos did end that inning, I believe. So the Astros definitely do want to go to a new pitcher in this situation. After Santos gave up a 2-run homer to Dalton Varsho to tie this ball game. The game hasn't. The Astros have been leading for practically all of this game until that bottom of the seventh. Oh, that was a really aggressive click by me. So I'm trying to find. I don't think the Astros, or I can low-key just check the box score. No, it was De Los Santos to finish bottom of the seventh inning. As we'll see who it is in the bottom of the eighth. And it's going to be Nate Pearson coming in with a 4.22 ERA. Against the lefty. It's just righty where he's given up a batting average of over, I think it was over 320. I think it said 353, but no, it had to have been 323. That'd be insane. Bottom of the eighth. Astros hoping to keep the series win chance alive. They lost in game 1 against the Blue Jays 4-2. Both teams 4 runs, 11 hits, and no errors. As I think we are seeing a pinch hit change by John Schneider. I think Andres Jimenez's day is over. Oh, no, there isn't a pitch hit. That's John Schneider's just making sure who's where for the Astros defense. As there were 2 pinch hitters and a pinch runner for the Astros in that top of the 8th inning. As hopefully I'm able to see who it is in a second. But first, Andres Jimenez steps up to the plate and takes ball 1 high. Jimenez 235 on the day. 1 for 3 as he takes one outside for ball 2. It's not a shock when you saw the splits. It feels weird to have a righty face a lefty, but how Pearson's been battling against lefties, you can honestly want him in that situation as he fires in strike 1. Jimenez doubled in the bottom of the second, but last 2 at-bats only a pop out and a ground out. The 2-1. Fouled away. Nice pitch by Pearson getting that top right corner. This game definitely, looked like it would be a Astros masterclass, scoring 4 runs through the top of the 4th. But Jimenez is going to send this one for a ride. It is high, it is deep, but Cam Smith may have just redeemed himself as he's smiling a bit. Andres Jimenez is smiling for a bit as didn't catch a break there as just a beautiful catch on a screamer into right field. Cam Smith nearly caused catastrophe for the Blue Jays, as on a Dalton Varsho double that he severely overshot the ball, which caused it to get past him. Luckily, no runs scored on that play, as it will be Matthews in left, Myers at center, Pena at short, and then someone else at, I think, behind the dish. 2-0 count to George Springer, who had his first hit a couple innings ago in the bottom of the sixth. 1 for 4 today. The 2-0. Low, ball 3. It's going to be Tyler Rogers up for the Blue Jays. We'll see if they keep Hoffman. That is the question. What do you do with Hoffman if not the Blue Jays do get the lead? The 3-0. It's a 4-pitch walk for George Springer as the go-ahead run. I'm assuming, yeah, you definitely put Rogers in if the Blue Jays do take the lead. And you have your best batter up right now, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., the first pitch. Way outside, Springer's going to take second without a doubt, and he's going to round second, as that isn't Diaz crap. It's 5 straight balls from Pearson on a 4-pitch walk and wild pitch now. That's the go-ahead run on scoring position. The 1-0. Called. Oh. Guerrero Jr. didn't like the strike call, but didn't challenge. Blue Jays still with 2 challenges, and yeah, that one may have been over an inch outside. The 1-1. On the ground, it's just a weak chopper to the mound as it's going to... No! Unbelievable! Pearson threw it to first, and he shaked it to the left. Walker was able to catch it, but dragged off the bag. Holy cow, runners on the corners, 1 out. Let's see that one again. Pearson charges to the ball, and just a real off-row, a bit of a crow hop, but just shanked it to the left. Walker had to dive to first, and now, instead of 2 gone with a runner on third, it's runners on the corners, 1 out. And it hits him. Or did it hit the bat? We'll see. John Schneider I think you can challenge foul balls or so it's going to be called a foul ball. The Astros manager Espada's the manager for the Astros was challenging that it was a foul ball, but it was already directed as a foul ball in the first place. And looking at replay, easily hitting the knob of the bat as Sanchez, the bat just completely fell out of his hands and kind of just jerked. So, runners on the corners, that go-ahead run being George Springer, as it's up to Jesus Sanchez. Just can't get the double play ball, the 0-1. It's going to be 0-2, but Sanchez is going to challenge, and that pitch, I think every part of the ball did land in the strike zone. It did. So first Blue Jays challenge will be against them. 1 challenge left for the Blue Jays, none left for the Astros. Guerrero Jr. on. Oh yeah, I forgot to add the error. Guerrero Jr. on first after the error by Pearson. Springer on third. The 0-2. High fastball got him at 100 as Vladimir Guerrero Jr. does take second base on the steal, but it won't matter as 2 gone. But you don't need the double play anymore. So it's going to be up to the 29-year-old rookie in the name of Kazuma Okamoto, who lines one into left. It's going to be a base hit. Springer scores. Here comes Guerrero Jr. It's a 6-4 game. 1 pitch, 1 swing, 2 RBIs, and the Blue Jays, for the first time today, have their first lead of the ball game. Unbelievable. Before I can even say about the 29-year-old rookie, Okamoto just smacks one into left field and drives in both Springer and Guerrero Jr. as he advances to second on the throw home. Got to be really kicking yourself if you're an Astros fan. I wouldn't blame you. Tigers fan myself, I've seen these late inning leads just be absolutely shattered as Valenzuela steps in 0 for 3 on the day with a walk as he takes ball 1. Okamoto may be the player of the game, not just for giving the Blue Jays their first lead today, as Valenzuela takes one way inside, but he's gotten on base 4 times today, 2 walks and now 2 singles. As, yeah, it's definitely going to be a Rogers save situation, unless if the Blue Jays just completely go off the rails with 2 outs and make this a much, and if they just make this game a much more offensive bottom of the 8th, as it already has been. The 2-1, and it may have just been if it wasn't fouled. Holy cow. Valenzuela sent one to the second deck, but just to the right of the foul pole. Count even with Okamoto on second. I'm still trying to recover after that base hit. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, and that one was on a drop third strike, but Valenzuela swung out of his shoes and was tagged out by the catcher. But if the Blue Jays hold on, there's your potential MVP of this game. Kazuma Okamoto, just a beautiful 2 RBI base hit. As we go to the top of the 9th, 4-6 ball game. First lead for the Blue Jays today. Well, I guess you won how much money you get after betting those $20. As we check that's Trevor Rogers, right? I am incorrect. It is not Trevor Rogers. Taylor? Oh no, Tyler. Wait. A lot of bullpen pitchers in the name of Rogers. Yeah, that's because Taylor and Tyler Rogers are indeed related, not Trevor, though, in that bunch. It should be Tyler Rogers, right? Man, I'm just waiting to load up his stat sheet. Yes, it is Tyler Rogers. 2 saves on this year and hoisting a lovely ERA, sub-2 ERA. You're probably going to see him much more in these save situations. 38 appearances, none of them being starts, just relief. 36 2/3, so just about less than an inning pitched per game on average. But looking for that save number 3 here. Just got to make sure 2 runs don't come across. As it's going to be 1, 2, and 3, though, for the Astros. So you will have to face Yordan Alvarez. Rogers 1.72 ERA. Not much of a strikeout thrower. He's actually 4.9 strikeouts per 9. Davis Schneider's going to take the outfield, but the Astros will have to face a unique submarine pitcher. Altuve will take one outside for ball. Altuve double, a single, and a run, and a swing and a miss on top of that on the pitch just outside to make it even. Blue Jays looking to go over 500, which I think would be the first time in a bit of a while, honestly. But this one, to center field for a base hit. And oh boy, the tying run will come to the plate. And his name is Yordan Alvarez. I think I did get this right. But yeah, 12 hits for both teams today, but only 4 total runs coming across, as a lot of runners just being left on or just being stranded where they are. As Alvarez pokes this one into left field, this one's going to get down for a base hit, as it's a bloop single, and now the tie and run is on first base with nobody out. So, not the end of the world if you're Tyler Rogers, since with the damage Yordan Alvarez can do. But now you have to deal with no outs and now tie and run on first base, as and that was Schneider just trying to, with the nice overall, was Walrus mustache, just trying to attack that ball in left field, but unable to. As here comes Walker as he takes ball 1. Walker, I think, yeah, still with Matthews for both teams. Those two have not gotten on base yet today. But Walker, a chance to be a hero as he takes one outside for ball 2. A 2-0. Called strike 1. That one may have been a bit outside. Astros are out of ABS challenges. Blue Jays with 1 left. That's going to be very crucial in this top of the 9th. As a swing and a miss, strike 2 to Walker. Altuve second, Alvarez the tying run at first, the 2-2. Popped up. Who will get it? It will be Vladdy for out number 1. So, Altuve is not really the fastest, though, at second. So you probably won't see the double steal situation. If you do, though, that would, if the Astros could pull that off, that would be terrific, making Alvarez the tying run in scoring position. But Isaac Paredes comes up with just a 1-hit game today. But a chance to make it a multi-one to make this rally happen. This one's into center field. This one's going to drop for a base hit. Altuve will stay at third, but the bases are loaded. The tying run is at second, and the go-ahead run is at first with only 1 gone. The Blue Jays took their first lead in the bottom of the 8th inning, and they may give that lead up. Altuve just had to make sure that that ball would not be caught, so he stays at third. I don't even think, even if he went full speed, that he would have risked it anyways. And so we do get a new hitter. It's going to be Joey Loperfido. Bases loaded. We saw with what Benintendi did, Chicago White Sox against the Yankees. 1 pitch swing as a pinch hitter grand slam. But Loper Fido will take ball one on a pitch that's nowhere close to the zone. Lefty on righty, the 1-0. This one chopped foul, and you can only be happy it was. If you're Loper Fido, you do not want to hit this ball remotely on the ground, which that's going to be hard against a submarine pitcher in the name of Tyler Rogers with a few bloop singles and another chopped foul ball by Loper Fido. I'm hoping I'm saying that name right. But tying run on second. Altuve on third. Alvarez on second. Paredes on first, as we're going to get Braden Fisher to warm up, as he may have to be put into this ball game. The 1-2 fouled away. A bit of a, not really a, swung fully, but not as eagerly. Josh Hader will warm up in hopes that the Astros can either tie this game or take the lead. 1-2. Outside and low. Schneider, hoping his potential new closer to replace Hoffman, can get a huge save here. The 2-2. That ball, check swing and foul. No! That was catcher's interference. Catcher's interference and a run will score. Unbelievable. Schneider's going to talk about it. Max Scherzer, a Blue Jay pitcher, future first-round Hall of Famer, was screaming a bit, not too angrily. Yes, that did hit Valenzuela's glove. Catcher's interference and a run will score. It's a 5-4 ball game. Everyone moves up a base. The Blue Jays are going to challenge, but that just seemed flat out like catcher's interference, as Loper Fido's bat on the check swing did make contact, and it did hit Valenzuela's glove. It's going to be a 6-5 ball game. That would score Altuve. Alvarez, the tying run, heads to third. Paredes, the go-ahead run, heads to second. Yeah, that hits his glove all day. Or did it hit Valenzuela? It may have not hit Loper Fido's bat. When the call on the field's going to be confirmed no matter what. 5-6 game on catcher's interference. And if you're Tyler Rogers, you can just pray that you get a ground ball here to end this ball game, as Cam Smith steps up to the plate 2 for 4, including a solo homer as the first pitch to him. That one's high. It's deep to left field, and it will be caught, though, by Schneider. The throw to the plate will be not in time, though, as Schneider had to take an absolute jolt. I thought that one was much deeper, though, but it's going to be a sacrifice fly instead to tie this game back up. Dan Schneider does not go to the mound, though. He will keep Rogers out there to face Jeremy Pena. Nice run by Schneider, though, as able to haul that in. Just couldn't do a janitor throw, as he had to go to the right of him. Pena grounds one. It's a very high chopper to second. The fire to first in time, though, on just a bullet by Urias to Vladdy, as that will end the top of the ninth, but a blown save from Tyler Rogers, and it's going to be Hader to try and bring this game into extra innings. This has been a fun game to commentate, as we take a look at Josh Hader, who's just been an just one of those household relief pitcher names. This current time is, just only 8 innings pitched, but has been dominant in those 8 innings. 5 total saves. He's going to look for win number 2 on the year. As in those 8 innings pitched, 13 strikeouts. He just has only 1 earned run given up. As we'll see if we get any pinch hitters, but it'll be Valenzuela, Varsho, and Urias to try and get a prayer here against Josh Hader. We look at those. We look with the current games going on. Royals just all those 6:40 games have started. Royals up 2-1 against the Rays in Tropicana. Yankees, Tigers tied at the end of the second. Rangers, Marlins 0-0 at the top of the second. Mariners and Pirates, bottom of the second. Pirates with a 1-0 lead. National Park, the Nationals have an early 1-0 lead in that bottom of the second. Cubs, Mets, Brewers, and Reds starting soon. And then at 7:40, it's going to be Guardians, White Sox, and AL Central divisional matchup, Dodgers and Twins. And then Diamondbacks and Cardinals at 7:45. Trey Savage will take the bump tomorrow night for the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays are hoping they can win this series today after winning Game 1 last night. But they're going to have to face a really, and I mean a really, really, really good Josh Hader, who has not given up a hit against a right-handed hitter, but does have that .333 batting average against lefties and will face a lefty against, I believe that is Varsho, yes it is, who tied this game up with his 2-run homer in the bottom of the 7th inning. Blue Jays went on to take a bottom of the 8th inning lead. Loper Fido, I believe, took center. Matthews at right. The 0-2 to Varsho. Ball 1. Honestly, I said Okamoto would be the MVP of this game. It may be Varsho instead. 2 doubles and a home run for him today. The 1-2 as he's going to spear one to first, but caught by Walker. Nearly a huge line drive base hit as the winning run, but Walker will haul it in to make it 1 up, 1 down, as that brings up Luis Urias, 2 for 4. He had the first couple RBIs for the Blue Jays with his 2-run homer. Urias will take one just a bit outside. Now, the sample size is small, and I don't know how many righties Hader has faced this season, but going 8 innings without giving up a hit against the righty is insane. Ball 1 to Urias. He holds up his check swing on the second pitch. It will be 2-0. A chance here for Urias to do some damage. 2-0 count. 3-0. Now, the thing is, it's probably hard to run against Josh Hader if you're on base, but you take a 4-pitch walk against Josh Hader any day of your life, but Hader's not going to make that easy. The 3-0 as he fires in strike 1 there. Blue Jays with 1 challenge left, and then it goes to 1 challenge each in the top of the 10th. Astros lost their challenges early. I think the 4th inning was when they lost their second one, as Urias is going to try to play hero, but takes a swing and a miss at the high fastball. Lukes is on deck for the Blue Jays, as count went from 3-0 to full to Urias. The 3-2 pitch. This one, he got under just a fastball way above the zone, and it's going to be easily caught by Loper Fido for out number 2. So line out to first, fly out to left. And so it's going to be Nathan Lukes to try and beat the 2-out hero in the bottom of the 9th. Pinch hit, I believe, in the bottom of the 7th as he takes ball 1. The 1-0 will be in there for strike 1. Even count to Nathan Lukes. The pitch, swing and a miss. Oh, that was probably, especially against Josh Hader, that was probably the best pitch you're going to get. I believe Cutter, that was closer to that inside edge, but Lukes nearly a chance to do some damage on that one. The 1-2 just outside. And it did look like it was outside, but that one very, very close from clipping the edge. Luke's able to make it even. The 2-2. Ball 3. If Lukes does strike out here looking, I bet. Well, I think you do keep an extra challenge if you do go to the 10th with one challenge left. But it's going to be 3-2 to Lukes, who's going to swing and miss anyways on the foul tip. We got extra in baseball. Extra innings at Rogers Center. As it's going to be Pena. I think it is Matthews and then Delgado. As Astros have pretty much have thrown the kitchen sink, their bench. As we'll see, I would strongly doubt they're going to keep Tyler Rogers in this tied game after Rogers gave up 2 runs in that top of the 9th to keep it, or to make this game tied after just an insane outing where the Astros have had the lead from the top of the 1st to the bottom of the 7th. Then it became a tied game from the bottom of the 7th to the bottom of the 8th, where the Blue Jays got their first lead, and then the Astros tied it back up in the top of the 9th. So yeah, luckily for this Blue Jays pen, whoever it will be, you do face 7, 8, and 9. Jeremy Pena. Oh, wait, no. Jeremy Pena was the last out. I apologize about that. You do get 8, 9, and 1. You just want to make sure even if you give up maybe that ghost runner at second, you just got to hope you can get 3 outs here so you don't have to face Alvarez. Alvarez, 2 for 4, including an intentional walk in that top of the 4th. It's going to be Braden Fisher, who's done well against both lefties and righties alike. 203 against lefties, 192 against righties, 3.07 ERA. Picks up usually a strikeout per inning, and you'd love a strikeout here, especially to get things rolling against Bryce Matthews, who's trying to avoid that golden sombrero, and he will as he lays down a successful sacrifice bunt that will bring Jeremy Pena over to third. Good small ball by Bryce Matthews, as that will bring up Reynel Delgado with 1 gone, and just if he's able to get 1 under, that would give the Astros the lead. hold up on that, though. It will be Christian Vasquez for the Astros as he takes ball one. Ball one to Christian Vasquez. That's the 1-0 from Fisher. Up and a bit in. Blue Jays infield obviously shifted in. Fisher delivers the 2-0. It's going to be fouled back. I don't really know what else to say. I'm just trying to make sure I'm just commentating solely the game. The 2-1 is going to be fouled back. As we went from 4-0 to a quick 4-2, and that's kind of just remained the same for a while, to then go to 4-4, and then 6-4, and then in just one top of the ninth inning, 6-6. It's been close throughout pretty much this entire game. The 2-2 popped up in the air to first. It's Vladdy for out number 2 and a huge one. And I forgot to put that first out up there, but a huge out number 2. As now Fisher, if he's able to just get Altuve out in any way imaginable, that gives the Blue Jays a chance to walk it off as a tied ball game. Logan Vanway is going to warm up. This one on the ground to short. Jimenez to first. And I cannot speak. Holy cow. The runner on third is stranded. We've seen 14 hits today for the Astros, 12 hits for the Blue Jays, both 6 runs apiece. In a chance for that 7th run, it will be up to... I don't think it is. The Blue Jays, fortunately, will go back to the top of the order. I have Andre... Yeah, I think it is Andres Jimenez to lead off. It may be a pinch hitter. So I think it will be Nathaniel Lukes as well to be that ghost runner in the bottom of the 10th. Lukes will be on second most likely, unless if the Blue Jays go to a pinch runner. Jimenez. We'll see if it even is Jimenez, but trying to be the hero. We're just trying to do what Matthews did by getting that sacrifice bunt. I would say without a doubt would be the case here. As Jimenez, being that number 9 hole hitter, does have a double today and nearly got a second one in the bottom of the 8th inning to make this a much louder lead for the Blue Jays. So we'll see. Top bottom of the 10th we go. 6-6 ball game. And I think it is with the I don't know if it's part of Josh Hader's contract, but it will not be Josh Hader to pitch this bottom of the 10th inning. So it will be up in the hands of Logan Vanway in his second year pitching in the majors. Nathaniel Lukes takes a step on second base. He is the bottom of the 10th ghost runner. It's going to be Isaac Paredes really well lifted in as Jimenez tries to lay one down, but no, strike one. Vanway a so good rookie season, but a much better sophomore season. 2.25 ERA. He's trying to make it an 11th inning of baseball. The 0-1. That one will do so as the throw to first is that will do so for Jimenez as the throw to first is in time as a beautifully sacrificed bunt from him. And so it is up to George Springer or Vladimir Guerrero Jr. to try and end this ball game. Springer, you just need the fly ball deep enough. A sophomore relief pitcher versus a very talented, and I mean very talented, player that was probably with a phenomenal Astros team is trying to beat the Astros. The 1-0. That ball up to short, but won't do so. As it's fielded by Pena for out number 2, as Lukes will have to stay there. Springer got over that one and just didn't have it enough up the middle, as fielded nicely by Pena, made sure that Lukes didn't make sure he was going home. As Guerrero Jr. is going to get one, he hits one pretty well, but we have 11 innings of baseball. Game started at 4:07, I think exact. We will get about 3.5 hours at least, as Van Way pitches a gem in the bottom of the 10th to strand Lukes at third, just like how I think it was I'm forgetting his name. It's like how the Blue Jays did nonetheless in the top of the 10th after a sac bunt by Bryce Matthews got I think it was Pena. Yeah, Pena to third, but he was stranded there with one out. So back to a ghost runner. It may be Christian Vasquez. I don't know who the Astros have left on their bench. I could make a quick check to see. No, it doesn't show. But Vasquez would like a much faster runner if available. But luckily for the Astros, you do get 1, 2, and 3, including Yordan Alvarez. As Alvarez a chance to display some 11th inning heroics. And neither team either to score. A bit of a shock with how these extra inning rules go. Oh, wait, it won't. Oh, no, it won't be a much better situation. It will be Altuve for the Astros. So, and we won't see Alvarez even come up. It's going to be in his second walk of today for Yordan Alvarez. So first and second, nobody out for Christian Walker, who is just trying to desperately be hero after an 0 for 5 day so far today. The first pitch in there beautifully at the edge, strike one. No ABS challenges in that 10th inning, but both teams do have a ABS challenge in the 11th, and they will get one if we play yet another extra inning, and so on and so on and so on. The 0-1 to Walker in the dirt, but Good scoop by, I believe, yeah, still Valenzuela. So it is still Fisher on the mound after pitching a beautiful top of the 10th inning that was matched by Vanway in the bottom as the 1-1 nicely put there for strike 2. I think that was a curveball just clipping that off or outside edge as it's going to be Simon Woods Richardson. I haven't heard that name in a bit. Warming up for the Blue Jays. As the 1-2 to Walker. Swing and a miss. 0 for 6 day for Christian Walker. As Altuve still on second with now 1 gone. And now with Alvarez, who got intentionally walked for the second time today. The double play set up for Isaac Paredes, who was a main reason why the Astros were able to stay alive in this game, getting a single to load the bases, which led to a catcher's interference to make it 5-6, because this one's just low for ball 1, which then, catcher's interference and then a sacrifice fly to tie this game back up at 6 apiece. 1-0 count to Paredes. Fouled away, just chopped it. Paredes 250 on the day, or not on the day, just bat on 250. He's got 2 singles on the day, including an RBI. An RBI here for him would be pretty nice. Even count, here it comes. Fisher waits a second, though, and will fire one out well outside for ball 2. Tarps are off, and Rogers Center has got a huge shirtless crowd in this 11th inning of baseball. And we will see a 3-1 count to Paredes. You do. Loading the bases would lead to a sac fly attempt. Complete sections full of shirtless people here in Toronto as the 3-1 to Paredes. And strike 2 called. Isak is not going to challenge as that one did clip the bottom edge, it looked like. It's going to be Loper Fido on deck for the Stros, as most of their pinch hitters, I think, came in the top of the 8th inning and top of the 9th. As here we go. Crucial pitch, full count. Altuve second, Alvarez first. The 3-2. Swing and a miss, he got him. After the intentional walk, 2 strikeouts from Fisher, as the crowd is just waving their shirts as it's going to be Loper Fido, who got an RBI. I think it still counts as an RBI on that catcher's interference to make it a 5-6 ball game in the top of the 9th. Comes up to give the Astros the lead. Loper Fido, my apologies. As the first pitch. Strike 1. Beautiful off-speed pitch by Fisher. Loper Fido hasn't had a home run yet this year, as hasn't been used too much at the box, as that ball is going to be spiked in the dirt. Luckily, just a nice block by Valenzuela to keep that. Just a nice block with the catcher's chest protection just to keep it in front of him. 1-1 count to Loper Fido. That one chopped foul. 1-2 count. "26 total hits today, and Loper Fido's looking for one to give the Astros back the lead. The 1-2. As that ball's hit high, it's hit deep. It's gone. Home run number 1 on the year for Loperfido at the most crucial moment of the ball game. Unbelievable. It's a 9-6 game as that ball just hooked fair. Nine to 6 game. As we need to look at that pitch again. Holy cow. Fido just looking, just hoping. And it just went fair. Fisher stays out there to face Smith. As let's look at a replay on that one. Ball 1 to Smith. Just a couple feet fair on a ball that looked like it was going to hook foul. 2-0 count to Smith. This is also Loperfido's old team. Count 2-1 to Smith. Unbelievable. Well, guess I've jinxed it so many times today, but I'll just maybe we'll see the comeback of the century. But right now, RIP those $20. 3-1 count, Blue Jays fans. After what seems like to be a great comeback, as they scored 4 combined runs, as this ball is going to be hit well, but Schneider is going to get there easily for out number 3, bottom of the 11th in a much different game, as a 3-run homer from the potential hero of this game, Loperfido. You do get the ghost runner on second, but it's going to be 3, 4, and 5, so that's going to make Guerrero Jr. the ghost runner at second, and it's going to be Jesus Sanchez to try and get on for that tying run in the name of Kazuma Okamoto, who's had himself a game. Him and Dalton Varsho have been the reason why this game has been so close in the first place, and why we have been in an 11th inning of baseball. We are currently passing 3.5 hours, which used to be commonplace in Major League Baseball. When you got to extra innings, when the ghost runner did not exist in the pitch clock, neither. But now we go to the bottom of the 11th, 9-6 ball game. This is probably been the best game I've commentated this year, I won't lie. A pinch hitter in the name of Loperfido with a 3-run shot that just hooked fair. That may have been the nail in the coffin. We'll obviously have to wait and see. 15 hits for the Astros, 9 runs. 6 runs for the Blue Jays, 12 hits. As we look at that one again, just only several feet to the left of the foul pole in right field. As, I don't know, they do Gatorade bats at, even in away games, I think, and he's obviously going to get one. If this game does go in the Astros' favor, I would take a look at the win percentage. When you're able to see like the time, how the innings gone, and like the win percentage for each games. Schneider is going to get his first crack at it. Only batting 165 on the year. Was put into left field as a defensive piece in the top of the 9th, but was unable to capitalize. So Jesus Sanchez's day is over. The 2-0 to Schneider will be fouled away. It's going to be Van Way who kept this game alive for the Astros, giving up a sacrifice bunt, but able to get Springer to get just a slow ground ball and able to retire Vladimir Guerrero Jr. The 2-1 to Schneider. Oh, but this one's hit. Well, looked pretty well and is decent, but it's going to be Loper Fido at left for out number 1. I was wondering why. It looked like the wind was carrying that, but we are indoors. Vanway without number 1, looking for, I believe, his first win on the season, as he would achieve it after pitching beautifully in the bottom of the 10th. Okamoto 2 for 3, including a pair of walks, just having himself a day. Yeah, it would be win number 1 for Vanway if he can hold on here. 1-0. Nicely on the corner. Strike 1. I can't do math. 15 total runs. The 1-1 is this ball speared out to left field. That's going to score Vladimir Guerrero Jr., and this is going to be a double from Okamoto. Or, actually, excuse me, I guess just a long RBI single. We've just great fielding from Loper Fido out in left field. So that will bring the tying run to the plate for Valenzuela to try and do something. He had a walk in the bottom of the first, but hasn't capitalized afterwards, going 0 for 4 in this game. But it is righty on lefty. The first pitch will be foul. If this is going to be crazy, if the Blue Jays somehow, if both teams score none in the 10th and somehow score 3 in the 11th, that would amaze me. The 0-1. Oh, and that one called strike 2. We will get a challenge from Valenzuela. I think we've played 11, and that being the first challenge for the Blue Jays today, unless if they previously got one correct. And that will be ball 1, as that one over 1.5 inches below the zone. Valenzuela trying to get on for his first time since the bottom of the first, and he will get one outside for ball 2. Would be nice for Valenzuela to get on 2 and get it in the hands of Dalton Varsho, who's had a pair of doubles in that 2-run homer in the bottom of the 7th to tie the ball game. The 2-1 did not go. Valenzuela, good hold up by Valenzuela on a pitch outside. A 3-1. Swing and a miss. 3-2. So a full count. Valenzuela catching his breath. I think everyone in this entire ballpark is catching their breath. It's the 3-2. On the ground at first. 3, 6, 1. No, this game is still alive. Valenzuela in frustration. I don't know if he knows the game is over or not, but this game is still alive, as maybe it's just the jitters, but Vanway did not secure that ball. Or no, that one just a bit too much to the left of him on the throw by Pena. And we're going to get it's not going to be a pitching change, but the pitching coach for the Astros, in the name of Josh Miller, is going to be talking to Vanway. As I don't blame him, not just because this game basically all of today, but Varsho with 3 extra base hits, including a 2-run homer. If Van Way gives up a 2-run homer here, I don't even know what he'd do. Life of a ball player, I guess. As here we go, 2 outs. Astros trying to win game 2 after losing game 1 yesterday, as Varsho takes strike 1. Valenzuela, now the runner on first. The 0-1. This one fouled away. Blue Jays down to their final strike. After a phenomenal comeback by the Astros against Tyler Rogers, and able to get a 3-run homer off the bat of Loper Fido. The 0-2. Way inside, as Varsho had to do some matrix moves there. Just tucking his stomach way in, as that one, just nearly got his left thigh. The count will go 1-2. The delivery. Ooh, way high and a bit in. Van Way looking for win number 1 on the season after a beautiful bottom of the 10th pitch and a bottom of 11th, where he only has surrendered 1 run. So far, the 2-2. This one in the air to second. Altuve is going to grab it. The throw to first is in time. And an 11-inning thriller finally comes to an end. Final 9-7. Astros go 38-43 on the year. The Blue Jays fall back under 500, looking to go back in Game 3 tomorrow night at 7:07. As Loper Fido's definitely going to get a Gatorade bath. The hero of this game, who came in, I believe, the 9th, in the late innings of this game, came up to the plate, just hooked one fair enough for a huge 3-run homer. As the Astros will take Game 2, as the winner of this series will be determined tomorrow night at around 7 o'clock. As before we end this game, take a look at the rest of the games. Royals up 2-1 against the Blue Rays in the bottom of the 4th. Yankees losing to the Tigers 1-2 in the bottom of the 4th. Tied game 1-1. Rangers Marlins as they head to the bottom of the 4th. 1-2 game for the Mariners and Pirates as they're in the top of the 5th. Nationals doing well against a good Phillies team. 5-0 for them in the top of the 5th in National Park. 0-0 Cubs and Mets. And 0-0 Brewers and Reds in the bottom of the 3rd. Middle of the 1st for the Guardians and White Sox 0-0. As the Dodgers and Twins are delayed. Diamondbacks 0-0. I'm done with this game, honestly, but a 3.5-hour thriller. Yeah, sorry for your $20. 9-7, as this has been a Chinchilla Sports production, signing off. Good night.